Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Reddit Tuesday. Joining me
Yay.
today,
Yay. Woohoo! Okay.
as you can tell, with me today, as always, is my mother.
Me.
And joining us as well is the random person I kidnapped off the street with some food.
That's all it really takes, honestly.
I literally just said, hey, would you come read Reddit stories with us and I'll give you like a free meal or something? And
You didn't give her a free meal. I made the meal.
Yeah,
well, I'm sorry I can't cook vegetarian.
I know. Once you said it was vegetarian, I was like, sold.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so you can't tell, joining me today, I also have A. So yeah, join me. I have my mom. I have A, who's a good family friend, and we're gonna be covering some bit of the spookier side of stories today, in the spirit of October, known as the Halloween, the
It's
favorite.
more of the stalker side than the spooky side, I'd say.
But at the same time, not
Like,
always.
to me, spooky is like ghosts and haunted houses, and like
These
stalkers are like
the
creepy
first story.
and-
The first story is only stalk. So those who don't know, I prepped them what the first story was. I didn't read it to them. I just said what the first one is. I'm gonna be covering basically real life horrors of people, stalkers, murderers, stuff like that. I'm gonna find the spookiest things because we're going from into Let's Not Meet, which is a subreddit full of people who've seen,
which is my life. Just don't meet me.
Yeah, where we have people who are basically, I
Stay
would like
over
to
there,
say,
I'll
like,
stay over here.
stay the fucking hell away from me. But before we get into this, question: you guys like PNGs? Do you like to use like designs for like cups or T-shirts and stuff like that?
Why, yes, I do it often for my craft shows.
Well, what if I told you guys about a shop where you can actually get this stuff?
That would
Way.
be lovely.
There's a shop for them?
Like, are they gothic though, or like fantasy? I'm more into fantasy and
And
gothic.
nature. Can't go around with nature.
Yeah.
Well,
Do they have a
all-
wide variety?
They have a wide variety. Poppy Lane Digital, an Etsy store exclusive thing, is it's a shop that actually has all this.
Oh wow.
And
have
they're
to go
also
check
the
it out.
sponsor of today's video.
That's cool. I bet they have some
Yay.
cool designs.
Yeah, so check them out.
Yeah. So those who don't know, I've been in the works with this for about a week or two, and I've actually got a little influence, and I asked for a certain line to be made, and currently in the works is a detective series, a detective anime series.
I love detective stuff.
Me
Where
too.
it's basically images that you can put them on whatever you want. Pictures, even just D&D character sheets. As someone who's trying to get into D&D again, you can use them as just your character sheet pictures and stuff like that. Like, you can use them for anything. You're just doing
Mouse pads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gamer mats.
Yeah.
And all this is like $5. They do flash sales randomly as well. So I say check them out. They have good stuff.
I'll have to
Link
look
will
'em
be, of course, popping in chat randomly at some point, as soon as I can.
It's your
Anyway,
sister.
now on to the real meat. Now that we got the branded content out of the way, even though I do like the stuff and I had a little influence over it. Today, like I said, we're gonna be sticking to mainly the scary stuff, like real horror stories for people. Mainly from Let's Not Meet, stalkers, to murderers, to even a legitimate confession from someone who killed their grandma.
Oh God.
Damn it, Grandma, what'd you do?
Once I read that story, I think you will understand completely. If I have it saved in here, like I said, I proofread these, and I think I save them. But if I don't, I'll have to get this real fast.
If you don't, then I'm getting up and I'm leaving. I'm going home.
I have a taser. You ain't leaving this room.
You don't have a taser. I have a taser.
I'm borrowing it for this.
No, you're not.
She's our hostage. She's staying for the street.
She's not our hostage. She belongs to me.
Isn't that technically a hostage? Is that
No, I'm willing. It's okay.
Is it slavery now?
No, I'm willing. It's okay.
Anyway,
It's a symbiotic relationship.
we've been going
Yeah.
for 6 minutes without talking.
I feed her. She just,
Yep.
comes by and I have to, show her the movie genres that she needs to watch,
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of like a stray cat, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you keep feeding me and I keep coming back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we're done with the little intro here, this is from first stories from r/best Reddit updates, and this I will give trigger warnings for the following things: stalking, sexual harassment, bad phobia, fat shaming, sexual content, misogyny, and attempted kidnapping.
I'm not happy about the whole fat shaming thing.
Yeah.
Also, there's a mood spoiler, which is a rare thing, and all it says was yuck. So when you guys hear this, you might start getting disgusted by this shit. But when I read through this to check it, I had to stop at a point, like, what the fuck? Because this way of thinking just disgusts me as a guy.
Yeah, fat phobia. Once you said that, it's like I could see the yuck.
So,
Even
this
Bo's
post
mad.
is originally, just so everyone knows, this was originally, someone translated this, because OP uploaded screenshots of a journal. This person translated all those into a post and then a comment. Okay? So I'll try my best to go through it like it's written, but I will clarify when it's OP reading this and when it's the stalker, okay? This was posted on May 1st, 2018. So some people may have already seen this tale.
That's my cat's birthday, and they're gonna ruin it like that.
So, yeah. I hope you guys are ready. I'm
ready.
be an interesting one. Let's I have to pass some things here. Oh yeah. There were no names originally with this post. The OOP, the guy who updated all this for Best Redders, added names, okay?
Okay.
So OP, well not OOP, OP of this post, okay? Not the original poster from the
The guy who put it on this.
Yeah. Okay. I received these journals and pen. Don't forget the pen.
Oh no.
Plus flowers, candy, and a huge stuffed bear from my former cubicle neighbor at a job I worked at for 3 years. As you'll see, this guy is fucking nuts. And they put nutting butts, so I just swapped back the N and the M.
Okay.
Entry 1. February 26, 2016. Wearing brown wrap dress with silver buckle on belt. 3-inch heels, also brown. Hair up, a little too much mascara.
I hate that he knows like the heel height.
Yeah, like what were you with the
Yeah.
tape measure? Like,
yeah.
are you that into feet and shoes that you know exactly how high?
Ooh.
Like,
Oh, wow.
He actually
Like
has
I
like a
said-
mark on the wall.
like I
to
said,
see.
this is gonna get bad fast, okay?
Okay. All right.
You and Catherine were talking about that dumb show, Pretty Little Liars. I tried to get into it for you, but after 2 seasons, I just couldn't take it anymore.
Excuse me, I like Pretty Little Liars.
I'm reading what this fucker wrote, okay?
You're already not a fan of this guy.
Oh, well, save it because he's about to get worse for that show. Holy moly, is that some vapid crap. When we're together, I'll introduce you to amazing TV and movies. Take Mad Men. The sublime and stunning virtuoso performances will bowl you over. Although, I should be too careful what I introduce you to. The way they try to show the antithesis of proper housewives should act as disturbing and clearly done for dramatic license, not rooted in reality. I know you won't mind staying home to raise our children properly.
Ew.
It is what women are built for, after all. Certainly you need to work now, but have no fear, my love. I will take care of you the second you are ready. I will lavish you with all you need to support, love, and cherish me and our children.
This guy sounds like he thinks he's hot shit, but in all actuality, he's just cold diarrhea.
This is the
I just like the voice you're giving him.
yeah. Like,
Oh,
it
just
sounds
wait,
like the kind of guy
just
that
wait.
when he's
I'm gonna
vapid.
slowly slip that voice into Insanity because there's literal points here where it is fucking a mental breakdown in text. Because OP literally writes some of these that some of them are just like scribble.
Oh god.
Now that is the first thing.
Okay.
This is gonna get worse.
I bet.
But here's a comment from OP. These are just a selection. Most of the entries, 221 in total, are rather mundane, just noting what I wear and anything that pops to his crazy head that he feels I want to hear him blather on about. Our cubicles were next to each other the whole time I worked at this firm. We were kind of friendly the first 6 months I was there. Then he asked me out on a date, and I politely declined. Very firm that I don't date coworkers and whatnot. After that, besides for a friendly hello, he said almost nothing to me. We were on different teams, so it wasn't big of a deal to me. But after I turned him down, he started keeping this journal. This entry also takes a turn to crazy end. Up until now, he called me pet name. The look. Those who don't know, my mother, the second I said pet name, did a turn with her head to look at me.
I hate pet names.
Especially from randos.
Yeah,
and,
like
people
I
that you
hate
would
when you're
decline.
at like a store, okay, and
Mhm.
like somebody will come up to you and call you, "Hey, sweetie." No, I am not your sweetie. Or, "Oh, darling, how are you?" No, like seriously, you're supposed to say, "Excuse me," or "Hi, how are
I
you?"
see the
No,
darling and sir kind of thing a little bit more in the South, I think it is.
Yeah, well, it's still like they do that to you. I get called
Yeah.
all kinds of names. I'm like, dude, you don't even know me. Stop it.
Yep.
Stop it.
I also like whenever they're like they'll give you a pet name and it's something that's supposed to be nice and sweet and it's like, oh, like I'll show you the opposite, buddy.
Yeah, that's a. I also hate when people also think like, oh, it's just a fun little thing. They do it's like, no. Like some people will say, oh, hey, you're shorty now. It's like, yeah, I'm fucking short. I'll still kick your ass.
Or being called Bud. Like,
Oh,
don't call me
I
Bud.
hate. Okay, those who don't know, that
Don't
word
call
is like a trigger word for me. I hate being called that. And it's not like, it's not like something that's like, oh, if I had a friend who just said, hey, buddy, and something like that, I'd be like, fine. But there's a certain person who would always say that in my life. And it got to the point I just want to tell him, shut the fuck up.
You should have.
I don't talk to him anymore. He isn't in my life anymore.
Okay.
And talked as if we were currently dating.
Ooh.
This is the first time he really reveals that he's planned the rest of our lives out for us. The last 9 months of the journal get really bad. Now there's 2 journals she received. One black, one red. I don't know which is which because the original post was taken down.
Okay.
Let's begin on entry 2.
All right.
Entry 2, March 21st, 2016. Wearing black and white striped blouse, lowish cut. Gray blazer and black slacks. Hair down, haircut soon. Black flats. Clearly, haircut soon in question mark, see?
It's hard to read it because it's like real small and you're like trying to figure
Here,
it
I'll zoom in. Oh, I can't zoom in. Okay, here.
That's okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
That's weird though. Is he like asking like you getting
Remember,
a haircut
this
soon?
is a stalker. This is going to get bad fast. Cause
Yeah.
this is where it's going to start, by the way. And
Okay.
this, I'm warning everyone now. If you didn't buy by the triggers, but you can't handle stalking, phobia, or any of that stuff, come back in like 10 minutes when the story's over and we're done commenting on this. Because this gets bad fast. Don't say you need to lose weight. Why would you feel bad about your appearance? Fine. Losing a few pounds wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. That's my phone. I wouldn't begrudge you that. But no one is perfect. Not even me.
Oh my
He
god.
literally writes, ha ha. He literally writes the laughing.
Oh my
Flaws can be endearing because it reminds us of our humanness. Flaws, not full out red flags, mind you, can enhance someone, not detract. To revel in your beauty, my love, and your slight flaws and imperfections, they make me love you more, not less. It breaks my heart to hear you fall for big media's banal bullshit. What the fuck is banal bullshit? BANAL.
He doesn't sound like he makes sense anyway. So I mean,
No.
why do you expect him not to make up his own vocabulary?
True. I want to go to you, take your lovely face in my hands and tell you, resist the siren song of dieting. Have
Barry,
another
baseball
bagel.
bat.
What now?
Baseball bat. Baseball bat.
Yep. Yep.
Have another bagel at the roundup meeting. Maybe a dab of cream cheese.
Ew. Oh,
Just-
just sexualized cream cheese.
Just don't go
He just
cra-
ruined it for me.
Yeah. That's it. I have to eat my bagels with nothing now.
Hang on. Just don't go crazy. Those slopes can be slippery. Although I would still love you, I would be disappointed if you gained weight.
He's giving me feeder vibes right now.
And then Obi responds, every time I read this entry, I eat a family-sized pack of double stuffed Oreos just to spite it. Like I said, this gets
Yes,
bad
queen.
fast.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, this, like I said, it gets bad. Now, we're only on, that's entry 2.
Oh god.
And that's on March.
Out of like 221, which also like only 221. He must not really be dedicated to her.
I mean, oh, true.
I demand more than that.
Now,
I need at least 300.
My Your guys' reactions make this priceless. Entry 3, March 29th, 2016. Okay?
Okay.
Wearing, question mark, question. I hope you're enjoying your vacation, my sweet, but I miss you terribly.
I was gonna say, where's the question mark?
It's because she's
What?
not at work, so he's like, I have no idea what you're wearing today.
I don't want to know what he's imagining that she's wearing.
No.
I hope you're enjoying your vacation, my sweet, but I miss you terribly. This week will be pure hell as I'm counting down the minutes until next Monday. Honestly, I thought of going with you. I'm not sure if you saw me there in the resort, your heart would have been bursting with love. But maybe not. I'm so sorry for doubting you, but on the tiny chance that you aren't super happy to have me there, I can't be part of your friend's wedding, right?
Ooh, I would be feeling disgust if I was at like a wedding venue for my friend and all of a sudden my fucking coworker is there. Like,
I'd be like, what?
I couldn't put you through that.
Please go home.
I need a shower after reading this. By the way. Like, after I read this, I literally sat in the shower just contemplating what the fuck. Okay, you're about to see why.
All I can imagine is Ace Ventura in his movie.
yeah.
And he was in the
Jim
bathtub.
Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey was in the bathtub after he found out that Einhorn was a man.
that was
and he's
basically
curled
me.
up in a ball.
That was basically those who don't know, we have a standing shower at home, and I just went in there, shut the current, turned on hot water, and I just sat on the floor looking at my hands, water going down me. I'm just like, the fuck did I just read? Like, I contemplated this was even gonna be good enough, and I'm like, I reread this like 2-3 times just to make sure I wasn't gonna break terms of service. And like, this will be fine. It's just I had to take a shower afterwards, and I was like, I was contemplating beach. Like, it's bad. This is only entry 3.
I also, before you go back into it, I really like that you said, for those who don't know, as if like somebody that's watching this stream is gonna be like, yeah, I know what kind of shower you have.
Well, I've mentioned before in a stream whenever I came with the topic of like a bathtub versus a shower. I've said before, I love standing showers. I prefer a normal standing shower instead of like one of those like tub showers or a tub. I prefer just showers in general. Now, granted, I do like tubs. I like water in general. I like swimming. But if I had to pick, I pick a shower. You get cleaner with a shower versus a tub.
Yeah, it's just kind of like your own soup.
Yeah, you're staying in that water and your own grind. It's just like, you're not getting. Anyway. I couldn't put you through that. Let's back on the voice.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it seems like you are close to acknowledging our true love. Other times, it frustrates me. I'm sorry, but it does. I don't want to be mad, so I wait. But not forever, silly. Heck, this could be for the best. Seeing holy matrimony could be the push you need. I hope so, because I love you and you love me. Sue. OP.
No.
I know,
like never.
I know what my reaction would have been if he was at the resort in Mexico, where my friend was getting married, a trip to HR, and moving to a different part of the office.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't have been love. It would have been fucking disgust.
If that happened to me, I think that'd be fine line from probably my breaking point, and I'd probably send a guy to the hospital.
Oh yeah.
Or a girl. Like, if guy, girl, I don't care. If a girl was stalking me that bad and just like, nope, get the fuck away from me.
Yep, absolutely not.
I train got partially picked up, those who don't know. Train day.
Train days every day except Sundays.
Yeah, that is true. And Easter.
That's a Sunday.
Oh, holidays. Holidays.
I like that you
Okay.
chose. I like that you chose the one holiday though
That-
that's
that
always
was
on
on
a
a
Sunday.
Sunday.
Actually, Christmas.
Not always on a Sunday.
No. There's been a train every now and again. Like, I remember when I was like growing up, there's like a train sometimes would come on Christmas. Am I remembering that wrong? I think Christmas
No.
Eve.
Like the place.
Oh my. Anywho, I hope you guys are ready. Entry 4. Okay, I think my mom's. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Are you okay? Okay, thank God.
Oh my god.
Okay, entry 4, June 29th, 2016. Wearing green silk blouse, black tight skirt that That doesn't make your knee standing. I can only imagine how short it is when you are sitting. Black 2-inch heels. Sarah. The flirting thing with Mike needs to end. I try to be understanding. Women are evolutionary wired to flirt, but hearing you bant with them 2 or 3 times a week when you know I'm listening makes my blood boil. What does Mike have that is attractive to you?
I have. Okay. So this whole women are hardwired to
Yeah.
flirt. I can't flirt.
Me neither.
Yeah, you've been married. You're married now.
I'm married, but I didn't say I flirted with him much.
No.
I once tried to flirt with someone by sending them like moldy reels because I thought like he's never gonna forget me.
Yeah, you told us this story.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yep. I think I told you. I don't know if I told her.
If you want to, you could tell the
That's okay. That's just the gist of it. The TLDR.
Yeah. But no, I mean I've seen flirting, but it's like this is the type of flirting he thinks of. I'm like, what the fuck do you consider love?
Yeah.
And then again, you think stalking a fucker,
Yeah.
writing 221 entries, going through 2 fucking journals, and then sending all this shit to her house is love?
Yeah, and just like observing her at work and creating a fantasy without knowing anything about her, it's like that's not love.
I'm
You know.
just still stuck on the woman, and it's
Oh, it's-
hardwired.
Yeah.
Just wait,
it's-
you're gonna
yeah.
it's gonna be-
Dude, you don't know women. Okay.
I mean,
You're
it's
gonna-
pretty obvious from the all of the entries. that he
Yeah,
doesn't
We're
so
not
far,
even
you-
halfway through the
I know, and
entries.
it's very clear that he doesn't understand women. I wouldn't
No.
be surprised if this man has never actually had a girlfriend.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say no.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the next entry.
Oh.
I'm gonna give a quick warning yet again. If you're turned off by bodily fluids, the next entry.
Oh,
I would
please tell
skip.
me he's not like peeing anywhere.
Oh, you'll see soon.
Oh.
I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
No.
What does Mike have that is attractive to you? I just don't get it. It makes
Brains.
me sick. Hearing his disgusting innuendo, your positive responses to that kind of talk. Be modest, be meek and pure like you should. I would like to state, as
That might
someone
not be
who is
weird.
in a room with 2 women, these women are the furthest thing from pure.
Excuse me.
Your mind is in the dumpster.
Well, yeah, but still,
That's what I-
doesn't
that's-
mean I'm not pure.
Oh, really?
I'm
sure.
not sure. I lost that title a long
You
time
know the
ago.
shit we talk about and the murders we've seen? Yeah, sure, we're pure in this fucking. You guys are pure. Oh my fucking finger! I hit the fucking scab.
Okay, enough with the words there, buddy. Remember.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's get a
Yeah, man, you're streaming with your mom.
And what? My mom.
No, I know.
I feel like I need to stand up and remind you that you're a perfect mate. What the actual hell? My mind had to translate you. That you're a perfect mate. That your perfect mate is right here. In just a way, I'm everything you need and everything you'll come to understand you want.
I'm not a fan of mate. Like
No.
perfect mate. I don't.
yeah.
I hear mate. I think Australian. I don't know
Well,
about
no,
anyone
I
else.
mean, I just feel like what?
Like, yeah. Like, what do you think we are? Some kind of animals in the zoo? And you're like, oh, look, we've been curated in this little exhibit.
Maybe that's what he thinks she is. When I was
Probably.
like an exhibit.
Yeah.
I struggle with your behavior, my sweet. I truly do. But it doesn't get me down because I know the end game, even if you don't. That we'll be together forever. You are getting there too. I can sense it. Your inability to date anyone more than 2 or 3 times. And the fact you even recognize Mike as a work boyfriend, i.e. Oh, I had birthday, sorry. I.e. plaything, means you're getting there. I am patient. I truly am. After all, we will have the rest of our lives together.
This guy's like so delusional.
This is disgusting.
Please tell me he ends up like getting.
Arrested.
Yeah.
Wait for it. You'll get.
Solitary confinement.
Remember, this is best friend updates. Maybe the reveal is like, oh, and we're currently dating right now.
If it is,
Oh
I'm
my
just,
God, I'm
I'm gonna
done.
scream. I'm gonna scream and jump out that window right behind
Those
me.
who don't know, we're on a. This, our window's like right behind
Yep.
where A is like sitting, and
Yep.
she jumps like she's not looking.
You know what? After hearing this, and if they date, I might not want to live.
This has just been a disappointment in life. I'm just telling you.
Now,
I am done.
here's the next part from OP. Ugh.
Understandable.
He doesn't understand that a work boyfriend actually means anything. I didn't find my work boyfriend attractive at all. I just enjoyed his jokes. Something to break up the day.
Yeah, the monotony of a fucking office job.
Okay. Entry 5, October 21st, 2016. Wearing loose button-down turquoise shirt, black A-line skirt, hair up, black flat.
I like that this man knows what an A-line skirt is.
Yeah,
because
like, he
I
knows
don't
a-
even know what that is.
He knows a lot of things, like
About women's clothing.
like, what, are you a cross-dresser? Just
Maybe.
asking.
Maybe.
It might be like
And
to
it's
know
like,
that
yeah.
much. Like either you were in fashion, you were raised by fashion, you wear the fashion, like something to know, like
Yeah.
exact height, the heels.
He may have
Uh-huh.
stopped- he
A-line
must have stopped
skirt.
a lot of girls too. Though,
It's yeah. It's either that or he's just like really into women's clothing.
Okay.
Walking around in women's underwear.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's probably wearing them as he writes these journal entries.
Okay. Ready?
And his 3-inch heels.
Why doesn't it get spicy and go like 5?
Okay. Thank you, my love. I am so happy right now. That conversation with Caroline talking about masturbation habits. Wow. Every time that fat hippo opened her mouth, I wanted to yell, "Shut up, let my love talk."
There's a lot to unpack. with
That is the
one.
first paragraph. I'm not even to the rest of this. It's gonna get worse, so if you're gonna say anything, you might want to save it because you might also vomit. 'Cause
There's
like
a
I
lot
said,
to unpack.
remember-
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
I remember after this, I want to bleach my head.
I can see why. And the thing that also gets me too is that at first he was saying like your weight's perfect, you know, maybe you could lose a couple of pounds, but you could also gain some. And then
I
this
think-
other lady comes in and he's like, anytime this fat hippo opens her mouth, it's like pick
That's
a
it.
side, buddy boy.
I picture the guy writing this, by the way, is like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. You know
Yeah.
how he acted. I just pictured that kind of a guy right now.
I can't unsee Farquaad with this, honestly.
Yeah.
I told you, it fits
Yeah,
perfectly.
it does. It
Yeah.
really does.
I'm not going to lie to you. Never. Unless for your benefit, obviously. I've been rock hard ever This is going to get bad. Those who
Okay.
don't know, I threw up a little in my mouth. Ever since, I'm seriously consider making use of the bathroom in that way. I've only ever done it once here, when you wore that 2-sheer blouse under your lavender jacket. But the heat was scorched, so you had to take it off all day. I could see all your lacy bra, and a hint of your sensual mounds of pure heaven.
There's a special place in hell for people who
Stop
yank it
it.
at work.
Stop it!
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. By the way, this word gets even worse. I missed that day. September 14th, 2015 to be exact. He has it
Ew.
memorized. I am so thankful I got a pic.
Oh.
Yes, you kind of have a derpy face, but it wasn't like I could ask you to pose. Not to take anything from your gorgeous face, but that picture is all about your breasts. Honestly, in this case, you could have had a bag over your head, and the picture amazingness wouldn't be diminished in the
I'm scared to
slightest.
think what he's thinking with a bag over her head,
Yeah,
you know? I'm like,
In the
uh-huh.
slightest.
And it's like, obviously he wouldn't care about the bag over her head because he's not focused on the girl. He's just focused on her boobs.
Yep.
And the almost nipple he thinks he saw.
I'm like,
I
by the way, this is gonna get worse.
I'm sure this man's
don't-
only
it's just getting
experience-
worse.
Yeah.
It's like a
No,
downhill.
it's once I read the next paragraph after I finish this,
Yeah.
you're gonna see why.
I
Now
feel
let's
like this
see.
guy's only experience with boobs was when he breastfed.
Most
Or
likely.
unless he was looking at Playboy magazine or Penthouse.
Yeah.
That too. Wouldn't be diminished in the slightest. Way off topic, I know. I'm not trying to embarrass you, my sweet. God.
His voice doing this, I just can't.
It fits. It fits.
It does. It really does.
I love doing my voices with these stuff because it fits so fucking well.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, like I said, if you have, if might want to get the trash can, I think you could do. way off topic, I know. I'm not trying to embarrass you, my sweet. God, I can't get that picture on my head. I feel like if I touch myself again, I'll explode in my pants. Okay.
Again. So he's
1
already
minute.
Well, he was
exploded in
saying
his
that. Okay, I see what you're doing.
Okay.
It's
One.
probably a regular occurrence for this motherfucker.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
but
those
here's the
pants.
thing.
Oh,
Here's the thing. Okay.
his dry
1
cleaning
minute.
bill must be horrible.
1
His
minute.
poor mom.
And this is
I
the
guess he lives with his
continuation.
mom.
This is a separate page, by the way.
Okay.
Entry 6, same day. This is after he left to go to the bathroom.
I figured this was gonna be a post-masturbation thing.
You totally glanced at me when I was walking by, didn't you? Checking me out with a cute smile. Don't deny it. I saw you, my love. You talk with Caroline like that would get me so excited, huh? What a kinky sex spot. I'm grinning from ear to ear now. We're so close to this happening, aren't we? I'm shaking with anticipation for the inevitable. For our fate, we are hurling closer and closer. I'm so excited.
Did he not reread any of these entries before he decided to give it to her?
I'm
Like,
gonna
you know what I
assume-
mean? Like, there's no way. There's no way that he thought about this, thought about the entries, and was like, I think she'll like it. Yeah, this is a great. What could go wrong?
Let's go with this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm,
This is
yeah.
he sent both journals,
know.
and both of them has shit like this.
I'm not
It
surprised.
was mundane stuff too, but half the other stuff's like that. He treated this like he was talking to her.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this now. That's like so bad. Now OP wrote a comment here. The fact that he always heard every little thing I said is really suspicious to me. Yes, he was 4 or 5 feet away from me, but I honestly wonder if he bugged my cube somehow. Because there's no way this conversation happened loud enough for him to hear normally. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but based on his behavior, I have pretty good reason to be.
I think so.
I think so too.
Also-
I think he's hearing it somehow.
And especially if he sent this to her address, because it's like.
Oh wait, we're gonna get into that one later.
Yeah.
Hang on to that one.
Okay.
Also, double barf at the thought I was actually trying to turn him on, or that he went to the bathroom to jerk it. Those double stuffed Oreos from before don't stand a chance. Okay. This is the last entry
Okay.
before it completely devolves into ramblings of madness. Okay.
So these weren't the ramblings of madness.
There was some sense of him hiding,
Okay.
and you're about to see
Alright.
why when I get to entry number 8. But entry 7.
Okay.
October 24th, 2016. Wearing blue slim sweater with white collared shirt underneath.
Here we are again.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Light brown slacks, hair up, brown 3-inch.
Around 3 inch. So he isn't totally sure.
No,
No,
brown.
brown.
Oh, I thought you said around.
Yeah.
I was gonna be
No.
like, what are we, like an inch and a half?
I feel
more?
like he has to have like some kind of lines on
Maybe,
his
like-
cubicle where he like
maybe
looks
he
and
has-
he's like, "Oh, they're 3-inch today."
What if he has like a little camera stationed next to someone's desk that no one can see? You know how they like make those really tiny cameras nowadays that you can like put around your house? Like he has there, and like on the desk he like marked it casually, like walking past, of inches. So every time she would walk by, she would look at the camera, act like he's doing something, and be like, "Okay, that's her inch height. That's her heel height." Because how many?
If he was gonna place a camera, it wouldn't be to look at her heel height.
No.
I would-
I could see it being looking up her dress.
I
Yeah,
would
it would be
deny
like-
that he probably
yeah.
has it there too.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you understand regards to our discussion on Friday, because this apparently October 21st, 2016 was on a Friday.
Okay.
I do try to limit my masturbation and have no fear. It is only you I think of when I just have to
Oh, God.
release.
Sorry,
Oh.
lots of fear. That's kind of like the same people that like, I don't mean to offend you, but like you
You're
know?
offending me.
Yeah, like you're
A
scaring
lot.
me. This is some scary shit, dude.
Okay. Where was I at? Oh yeah, all my previous material was nothing compared to you, my love. There's difference between you and me when it comes to masturbation. When you do it, you are preparing yourself for me. I know you also have sex, but I do my best to not think about letting other men have you. It upsets me, but at least you are seeing how awful other men are compared to the nirvana that will be me.
I feel like any of the people that she's probably like, even her worst date was probably better than this guy.
I'm gonna go with that. Anything, anybody.
Yeah.
Oh my.
but I'm saving my seed for you
Oh.
to implant your sweet.
It doesn't sound like he is
Oh.
because he's masturbating
Yeah.
in the work bathroom all the time. Like,
His seed's probably going down the toilet.
no, he's probably leaving it on the fucking floor.
No, he actually states where it's going.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm reading it.
No!
Now, I read this twice to make sure this was fine. Remember what I did? I had to go in the shower and plan bleach if I
It's gonna
wanted
be
to.
me. I'm gonna have to replace my water with bleach.
Okay, but I'm saving my seed for you to implant your sweet flower. I know they say sperm regenerates every day, but I've seen men say that loads are larger when they wait. I don't even know anything about this, and I'm a guy.
I've heard that. I mean, I'm not a guy, so I can't speak from personal experience. But I've heard dudes say that.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it feels that way to me too. Not like I'm measuring anything.
I feel like he's absolutely measuring. Nobody just says,
I
I'm not measuring.
I didn't laugh like that.
Yeah,
Here's the thing,
this
he
fucker
only
is
put-
he's probably got a fucking cum scale.
Oh my god, like one of those water, like when you put the water in and it
Yeah.
measures how much water
Yeah.
we've
Oh
had
my
over
god,
the
it's like those. Oh.
Yeah,
yo.
he's using one of them, for sure.
Here's the thing, I'm gonna say this right now though. He only puts ha ha because that's what the guy who updated this put. But I like to think slowly but surely it's slowly devolving to more
Maniacal.
Yeah.
maniacal laugh.
Yeah.
Just slowly devolving to maniacal.
I'm sure the handwriting got worse for the ha-has. It started with
Apparently.
normal and then it was
I can't find anything about the handwriting in here.
Yeah. I'm sure it was abysmal.
But a part of me mourns all that poor sperm who wanted a chance to be the one that created Andrew Peter. Our first
Ew.
child.
Oh my god,
No!
he named the kids. Oh wow.
No, it's not even the kids. He's just naming his hypothetical sperm.
One that creates Andrew Peter, our first child, and instead finds himself in a tube sock or going down the shower drain.
Your name is Cliff. Your name is Peter. Your name is
Yeah, as he's
David.
weighing it all out, he's like, and you are. You're little Tim.
So I'll do better. Abstain as much as I can for you, my love. OP. You'll excuse me if I want to take a bath for the next 7 days after this. Ugh, my sweet flower would spit his muck up seat out faster and farther than a llama could spit.
I would turn into teeth at this point.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for ruining Andrew and Peter for me.
I can never look at those names again.
She's gonna go on a date with someone and it's gonna be like, what's your name? Andrew. I'm out.
Or Andrew Peter. And she's gonna be like, no.
That's a definite no.
Just like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Anyway, this is two pictures. November 23rd, 2016. The 8th and final entry. Wearing. Who the hell knows? How could you do this? How? How could you ban your one true love? How could you ban our lives together? How can you doom our future generations to nothingness? How? I am frightened without you. Can't that see? I can't be without you. I won't be without you. I will follow you to the ends of the universe. Know that. I will find you and help you understand. For us to complete the truly most important relationship ever. I see I need to take control. I wanted to wait for you. But I see that like every other woman, you need your man to take charge. The look my mother gave that comment.
Yeah.
By the way, this is what I mean by it's literally, I think this was in all caps because this was probably flipping out. Because you'll see in a second when I get to the next part of it.
Okay. Was she just not at work? She's probably at home
No.
sick, and he's like, "Oh, I'm having a
She
crisis."
quit her job, didn't she? I thought so.
Good.
Wait for it. Okay, she
Okay.
didn't even know about this.
No, yeah.
But here we go. No. Okay. No more waiting. I'll show you what you've been too blind to see with your own eyes. What's been saying patiently, listening, documenting for you. For prosperity. Fine. I get it. I understand you're telling me to be a man. Stop crying, creep. You're saying. No, I don't think it's a creep. I think this is the guy who updated it.
Yeah.
Because remember, there was no name.
Yeah. So he's probably just called Creep. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty fucking fitting name.
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
even inclined to think that's his government name.
This next part's
Creepy
gonna-
McCreeperson.
That should be his name. He should have like a little sign that says like, "I'm a fucking creep," like attached.
I think they
stapled onto
call
his
that
body.
like the whenever you're a sex offender and then you have to be like
It's a
on the registry.
There
Yeah.
should be a registry for stalkers like this.
I'm sure there is.
Creepy McCreepersons.
Yep.
Stop being a goddamn pussy! Have you been talking to moms? Now, as someone who is in contact with his mother and talks with his mother, fuck you in that regard. Because I think a person who has a healthy relationship with their parents is a good thing.
Yes.
Granted,
Yeah.
as long as their parents are good people.
Yeah, that's why it would be a healthy relationship, you know?
Fine. You want me to
doubt
take
he has
control?
one.
Well, here's all the evidence you need. I understand you want me to stop you. A grand gesture for you. Okay. I'm sorry, my love, how I'm right here, messy. I promise to read to you whatever you can't make out yourself. You just threw me for a loop, but your message is loud and clear. I'm coming for you, my love. Coming for us.
Stop it.
I feel like the only way he's coming is with the you.
I wouldn't be surprised. Now, this is from OP.
Okay.
So that day, I went to my supervisor and gave my 2 weeks' notice. Now, I was planning to use my accrued vacation days during that time. Without getting on the glory details, I went out of that place. I didn't even know about the psycho yet. And it was a really bad job. So I packed up my stuff and was gone before this loser came in. My friends in the office told me that Psycho Q Boy was late because he had a doctor's appointment or something. And absolutely melted down when he found out why I wasn't there. He got sent home. So I can only assume he threw shit.
Yeah, he probably turned into a big fat little baby bitch. A little baby back bitch and was crying. They're like, he's just like, does this man even do his job while he's at work? Because to me, it just sounds like he's spending the 8 hours a day just documenting this woman and her conversations. Like,
Melissa's job's like really easy. Like some people set up AI software so they can have that do it for them, and they just don't tell anybody about it. Anyway, he got sent home where I assume he wrote this last entry. In the office the next day, he contacted HR and said that I was moving, and I asked him to bring me my last paycheck stuff.
oh.
So a since fired HR person gave him my address.
Oh
good.
my god.
He left
No.
work at lunchtime, brought a bunch of things he thought would win me over, and came to my apartment. Thankfully, I wasn't there. As I was flying to another city to rent an apartment for a new job, he camped out in front of my building for 3 days. Finally, someone called the cops on him, and he had to abandon whatever his plans were and got hit back. I got back the next day and found that he UPS'd me all his stuff. Sufficient to say, I didn't react the way he wanted. Long story short, he's currently in jail 2 to 5 years,
Good.
and
He
I
should
live
be
in a
longer.
new city, now able to laugh at what happened thanks to a kick-ass therapist, some amazing drugs.
That's amazing drug.
Now, Obi makes an edit on the same post about clarification about how and why Creep was in prison. Anyone want to take any guess before I read this?
Probably like stalking or sexual assault is going to be my guess.
Breaking
Maybe
an
even
entry.
child porn. He seems like the kind of
Breaking an entry.
yeah.
Trying to kidnap her.
Attempted kidnapping.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I would say probably attempted rape.
Alright. So some people are asking, I'll expound on why he's in jail.
Because he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
After I received a restraining order, he violated that RO and attempted to kidnap me so that he could prove his love to me in whatever twisted way he thought possible. Thanks to the... We're going to take a quick intermission. And we're back. We had a quick intermission there because of the bathroom breaks and everything. So, while we were having that, the one story we wanted to read to people is sadly not available anymore. It was taken down by Reddit. So, I'll be summing up what I remember of it, but I'll be reading the title.
And you better not mess it up.
Well, it's taken down. It's not on Reddit anymore. The title is 10 years ago, I murdered my grandma. I have been celebrating it with my family.
Okay.
So the point of this post was OP had a sister, who was illegitimate sister, okay, half sister, and she was hated by everyone in the family. So she was sent to go live with the grandma. The grandma hated her and would force this sister to basically be the live-in nanny and maid. And she was bullied so bad that she ended up taking her life, and no one even blinked at it. Everyone was just like, even the grandma was just like, good, right into them. Ovi was close to it. So this was originally posted to r/nuclear revenge and then to r/confession, just to clarify.
Okay.
So because of this, OP plotted to kill his grandma and family, his parents, and the grandma as revenge for what they did to his sister. So, one day down the line, he went to visit his grandma. He ended up setting up an alibi, saying his best friend would cover for him by saying, hey, I'm going to go hit this hot chick I found. Can you say I'm at your place? My parents call about me. And he was like, yeah, sure. So he made it seem like he was leaving to go to the airport, had his friend cover for him. Then he went back to the apartment. The grandma was like, oh, hey, I didn't think you'd come back. And the grandma likes, OP. He came in, and, they all started talking and having a little fun. And then when he saw the opportunity, he grabbed her by her throat and started choking. He didn't stop. She struggled, she fought, and he just kept choking and choking. He said, I remember the words exactly where I just kept holding it there until I heard a snap.
Oh, no.
He choked her until he was sure he's dead, stopped, choked her again. Now, this isn't in America, by the way, because this was in America, he would have gotten caught.
Yeah.
Fingerprints.
Yeah.
But
and also, they would have checked for things like the flight ticket and his, being on the plane.
Well, his flight ticket, it was set like 30 minutes later. Long enough for him to do this, apparently, and get away with it.
Okay.
Because he would have made it, but he was like, oh, my flight's stuck.
Okay.
Because I think that's what he told his parents, but he just choked her. Well, he told his parents, so that way they called a friend, and he'd be like, yeah, he's with me, as he's apparently out banging a chick. He's killing someone. Kept choking her, and then when he stopped for a couple minutes, then choked her again. And then to make it seem like it was a robbery gone wrong, his grandma had money. She had some jewelry and some cash. She didn't believe in banks. She was one of those people. So he opened the safe, made it look like it was a robbery and someone stole a bunch of stuff. He bagged it all up, quietly left the apartment building itself, tossed the stuff somewhere, and then went to his friends to continue the alibi, saying, she stood me up, man. Because apparently his flight was supposed to leave the next day or whatever. I don't know the flight, okay?
Okay.
He killed her, though. And then he was later told about it. He's like, oh, how bummed. Like, he acted all sad and depressed. And at the funeral, everybody was, all depressed. And in his mind, he was, trying not to be all happy because she deserved this. He was originally going to kill his father, but he stopped himself because it was the father who had the illegitimate child, okay? But he was stuck in a loveless marriage, getting belittled and berated by his wife daily. So he was already he's in a hell of his own. He has his own family. He refused to let his parents anywhere near his kids. And they even tried. I think in one post he said when they tried to come meet his kids, he straight up grabbed the garden hose and sprayed them, telling them that I will never forgive you for what you did to my sister. Like I said, I don't know if it's true or not, but it was a really, really bad story. And just every
She
time
wants to be heard too,
every time on the grandma's death day, he would give his kids and his wife gifts, and he'd make up an excuse it just reminds me how short life can be. In reality, he's just celebrating that he killed her and got away with it for 10 years.
That's wild. And it's I understand that what she did wasn't cool, but it's I don't know if that justifies taking her life,
I don't know how to say it. Like I said, I just summed it up. It's a lot more gruesome.
Okay, because I was gonna say, based on like just being the live-in nanny and not doing anything, I mean, it
They
sucks
wouldn't
at
even take. She would get sick, and
Yeah.
the grandma refused to take her to the doctor.
That
She would still
sucks.
make her work. The only, according to OP, if I remember this correctly, the only time she was taken to the doctor's when it was so bad she couldn't.
That sucks because that's like neglect, and it also sucks for them to treat like the illegitimate daughter shitty because it's like she didn't choose to be illegitimate. It's like if anything, you should have that energy towards the dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that story done. Next story. This is from the subreddit Let's Not Meet. Not safe for work, of course. Attempted ambush at night. This is why I said I'm covering a bit of the horror side.
Okay.
Let's Not Meet is full of horror-related things that happen to people. Now, this is a bit of a long one, but like with the last long one I did read, it was worth the read. I hope for the views, and potentially the bleach I'm going to need later.
We're all gonna have to take bleach baths after these.
I just remember, like, Mom's face during that entire story, though, just like, oh my god, oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Alright. This happened 4 years back. It was in the middle of winter, and the night was unseasonably warm. I think around, like, 4 years ago, didn't we have, like, that weird heat surge for a while, Mom?
We've been having a lot of weird heat surges.
Yeah.
Because even last winter, I mean, it was cold, but it wasn't normal.
I just remember
No,
that time.
it's been like, I remember back in the day when I was young, because I sound old.
Yeah, when I was young, we had normal winters.
Like, it snowed.
Yeah.
It got cold, and
Mhm.
now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, 70 degrees and Christmas.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it is. It goes back and forth. Where some days it'll be like freezing cold, and then it's like this spring type weather.
So this around like 2020. So yeah, around that time, I remember like going outside during that time because we had like I think it was like reinforced curfew laws or something because the whole COVID spreading. At least where I live, it was something like no one's really allowed to be out and about around the time. But I just remember walking around. It was like middle of winter or something, and I was just like, "It's really nice outside." And it was like dead of night. It was around middle of winter, and the night was unseasonably warm, without a hint of snow on the ground. I left my apartment around 8 p.m. to go for my daily walk. I work nights, and my schedule was screwed up. I think we can all test on a night screwed up schedule here.
Yup. We're all bad at sleeping.
Some of us just work at night, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't sleep without my husband very well, so I
Yeah.
stay up till he comes home. Or I sleep it on and off.
Figuring I would cross the bridge, hence my 8 p.m. walk, figuring I would cross the bridge to the city nearby. For further context, I'm a tall guy who's fairly athletic, and I was in my late 20s at the time. I rarely had a problem walking at night, and at the time, it felt safe to do so. I put on my headphones and headed towards the bridge. The first 20...
Why you scratch yourself that hard then?
This is getting picked up into the mic, too. Well, those who don't know, that's the cat, Willow. We have a calico cat who's currently joining us for the session.
Willis of many toes. Yeah. I know.
The first 20 minutes were uneventful. I passed by old houses, a subpar Mexican restaurant. Listen, I'm going to say this now real quickly on the Mexican restaurants. You can know it's a good restaurant if the people there actually can speak the language that the restaurant's for. Like that Chinese place that's near us, that it's like, I don't know, like an hour drive or so. It's arguably really good Chinese food. I was talking about the fact is that if a restaurant it's like a Chinese or Mexican restaurant and they can speak that language and barely it can sometimes do somewhat good English, it's like you're gonna have a good experience with that food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember like the worst boba tea that I ever got. Like I had my trepidations because. I'm sorry, what are you doing?
Those who don't know, actually, how would you know this? The dog just farted, and the dog is right next
Those
to
of you who don't know.
It's like even us in the same room, we don't know.
Yeah, the dog just farted, and it's currently gassing me out. Oh my god.
He's dramatic.
It's bad!
Just so dramatic.
Keep it on your side, I guess. But yeah, like the
I'll
worst.
make you sit over here.
Sorry, I gotta be close to the mic. I'm quiet.
Fuck.
You're stuck.
You bastard.
Stuck with the dog fart.
Anyway,
Yeah.
should I continue the story?
Go ahead.
Alright. enjoying the
gas
view of the
station.
bright lights over the dark flowing
So,
There's a
water.
few of those sketchy gas stations.
There's a lot of
There's one not too far from us, isn't there? Like,
that. Okay, back in the day, when you were heading out towards like one of the areas, there was this gas station. Okay? And when I was in school, people would leave at lunchtime and go get cigarettes at this gas station. And like this really big hillbilly looking guy worked there, and he loved to call everybody, like all the women, he'd like eye them up and darling and hey sweetie, and yeah, and it was like this. It looked like it was ready to fall in, and it smelled. Oh God, did it smell?
It was probably the guy that made it smell.
Oh, it was. It looked like it was ready to collapse, and it looked like one of those places you would see, like in
Texas Chainsaw?
yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or The Hills Have Eyes, or whatever. It's like one of them ones way out in the middle, and it's like you're like, I don't want to go here, but and everybody's like, but they got the cheapest price on cigarettes. It ain't worth death.
No.
Mom would be that smart person in the horror movies. Like, let's just take the fucking working car and get out of here.
Look, that one has keys in it, and it starts.
Anyway, not yet frozen. I crossed the bridge into the city and hit a crosswalk button at a four-way intersection. Then, noticed someone standing at the corner. On the corner opposite. The only other soul I've seen outside that night. Seemingly, he was doing nothing. I assumed she was waiting for an Uber to come pick her up. She didn't seem to be waiting for the light to change. The streets, ordinarily busy during the daytime, silent. The light changed. I crossed. Headed in her direction. As I neared her, I know she would glance in my direction, then look away, almost sheepishly. She did this multiple times. I figured she was unnerved by me. I sympathized, figuring it must have made her uneasy. Us being the only two people on this dimly lit street. As I passed by, I took in her outfit, mostly because I thought she looked cold. She wore a knitted hat with tassels. Or tassels.
Tassels,
Yeah.
not tassels. What are
Sorry.
tassels?
They're mini Teslas. Tassels. A sweater looked too thin for the winter. Tight jeans, a little plastic children's backpack on her back. I thought she was in her teens at first, but upon close inspection, she could be in her late 20s or 30s. She had a short cropped light brown hair and a pale complexion. She was skinny and was of average height. I was maybe a head taller than her. I walked by and continued down the street. Just gonna take in that entire description there, ain't ya?
Yeah, it's making me wonder who's the person that we're not supposed to meet. You know?
Like I've done that too, where I've been walking sometimes. Like
Yeah.
we will see people and we'll notice what they're wearing, but it's not something I'll remember.
Yeah.
Or like that's a children's backpack, that's a hairstyle like this, those tight jeans.
I can't remember what happened 2 minutes ago, let alone what somebody I was not really paying attention to was wearing.
No, I doubt
Yeah.
you forgot what happened not 2 minutes ago, about 15 minutes ago, 16 minutes ago. That story's still probably ingrained in your head.
Actually, I've repressed it.
Fine, all we have
It
to,
happened, so it's like
I just have to give A
moving
a journal.
on.
I just give A journal and she's like, no.
Nope, it's a repressed memory. So I'll feel uncomfortable and I won't understand why.
Of course, lucky bastard.
Like the dip and chips.
She double dipped.
Oh, that was so bad. I need to see if I can find that Reddit story.
If you can find it, I'll let you read it.
Oh,
I'll
your
see.
people won't be ready for that one.
No, I wasn't ready for that one at the right
We
age
just
of like
read a fucking
16.
stalker story with a dude talking about masturbation.
That guy went into detail about that DIY guacamole.
Anyway, I passed by high-rise hotels on my right and left. Made my way into a central park. During peak hours, this place would have been packed with tourists and locals alike. But that day, at an odd hour, and with the paramedic in the full swing, pandemic in the full swing, sorry,
I was like, what?
I felt like the only man in the city. I admired the brilliant display of lighted trees as I crossed the center of the park. Then, figuring I was at a good halfway point in my journey, I make my way around my old marble and stone library, back across the bridge, and back towards the bridge. As they turned the corner of the library back on the street from which I came, I nearly collided with someone moving towards me. It was the same woman I seen 10 minutes earlier. My noise canceling headphones were still on. So I pulled down one side and said something by way of apology. She said nothing returned. Instead, she stepped back from me, stood below a street light, not making eye contact. She stole a tiny glance at me. Then, that at the same tick I noticed before, I put my headphones back on and nodded a good night and headed towards the nearest crosswalk. Reason told me she must have headed in the direction I came from, since we nearly ran into each other. Headed opposite ways, but some part of me wished that she wasn't heading that way. Sure enough, when I turned around to look, she was trailing close behind me.
Oh.
Her strides surprisingly long and energetic. I found this odd enough that I continued to watch her out of the corner of my eye. Shortly after I reached the crosswalk, I stood there waiting for the light to change. She caught up with me, passing by and stopped. A car went past. As it did so, she squatted over her plastic bag a few meters from me, rifling frantically for something, looking up at me on the occasion. I hit the button on my headphones, stopping my podcast, so that I could hear her better. What I found disturbing about the motion of her looking through the bag, as if it struck me as fake. As though she were pretending for some reason. She was barely looking inside. Her careless motion struck more like bad acting. Something about her motions, the way she kept looking at me, felt wrong. The light changed and I began to walk quickly, but she was faster. She stood surprisingly, darted past me towards the museum, swinging the half-open little pink backpack over her shoulder. I watched her silhouette disappear into the darkness beyond the reach of the streetlight. I had hoped that was the end of that, and after a few beats of not seeing her, I let my guard fall a little, restarting my podcast. Beyond the museum was a patch of poorly lit sidewalk in front of a squat building with mirror-like windows. I wasn't far from the bridge now. As I made my way back there, I turned my head to look at the reflection of the building and streetlights in the window. To my horror, a dark figure sprinted silently towards my reflection. Meanwhile, I'm not sure why. Maybe out of sheer confusion, but I turned to meet her as she hurled towards me. Perhaps surprised when my sudden turn, she halted mere feet from me, staring. Her eyes were wide, looking frantic, wild. She kept looking at my arms, then back at my face, as though sizing me up. My accidental bluff had worked. And in the darkness, I suppose I must have looked more prepared to fight back than I felt. She gripped something small, tightly in one hand, though she held it off to the side. In the shadow of the building, I couldn't see what it was. Some seconds dragged as we stood there, staring at one another. Mobilized by fear and confusion, I waited for her to make some move to attempt to use whatever object she held in her hand. Just then, to my enormous relief, a car trundled slowly past. But in my strange turn and over my blaring podcast, I felt more than heard myself shouting at her, "What do you want?"
Like, what do you want from me?
When you do it, hopefully you have like that real deep.
Yeah, you gotta have that bass. Like that
People
time
were
that I
like,
used that
"What
bass that guy
do
at the
you
bar.
want with me?" I've never been stalked in my life or had something like this. I have met people. I could share a story about when I used to work at a convenience store I will not name. About a guy who would come in. He was this creepy guy, like small tangent here, I know. It was this weird guy. Seemed nice, but he would mumble a lot.
Mr. Mumble.
Yeah, we
Ooh.
named him Mr. Mumbles. Only those in the know would get this, mainly my family.
Yeah, and now me.
Well, I'm not going to tell you. I will tell you more about it when
Yeah.
we stop streaming. But if this guy would come in, he would just stand around in corners of aisles,
Buy the
look.
weirdest shit too.
Yeah, he would
Ooh.
watch us, and then he would buy weird things.
Duct
Anyway.
tape.
Yeah. So here's what, like one of his purchases, I remember clearly, he came in one day, and with cash bought rope, left, came back in 10 minutes later, stood around watching everybody, mainly me and my manager. Came back up with duct tape, bought that, left again, and not even like another 5 to 10 minutes later, he came back in and bought on card chocolate. He used cash for the other two things. And he would say
That's because that's not incriminating
Yeah.
evidence right there. You don't
Well,
we
it's not
receive-
traceable. It's
Yeah.
incriminating.
Yeah, it's incriminating evidence, but just not traceable evidence.
Yeah.
And the worst thing, he would
And
mumble
if all
something.
he would have was chocolate.
Yeah, he'd be like, that's why
He
I
would-
went to the store. I forgot my card the first time. Had to go back, you know.
I couldn't find what I wanted. Went to the other store to look for a price change. Then had to go back there. But no, he would come in and like he would do this, and then
Or
after
maybe tying up somebody and stuff is exhausting and it made him hungry.
I would.
Yeah, for some
He-
energy, you know, a little sugar pick me up.
He
It's
would
getting real
mumble.
sleepy. If he was kind of older, you know, it's hard to drag a body when you're young,
Yeah.
let alone when
When
you're
you're
old.
He would mumble something every
Ah.
time too. He would try talking.
Can you mimic it for me?
It's not getting picked up into the mic. That's how quiet he was. He would mumble his
Oh.
word, and I try to be understanding. I've seen
Yeah.
people who might have. I thought at first he might have a problem, but at
Yeah,
the same
murdering problem.
at the same time, I just had this feeling. I don't know about you, Chap, but whenever, or the people in this room, but whenever you get that feeling when you look at someone,
I wonder how many bodies are in his yard.
yeah, I felt
More
like
than a couple.
I would look. I got this feeling from like I shouldn't be left alone, and at like one time he came in, I was
Technically,
alone.
you should never be left alone, you of all people. But go ahead.
Haha. But one of these days I had one manager who wasn't there at the time. Someone in this room knows what I'm talking about. And I was left alone in the store. Nobody was in there. He came in there and watched me. And I would like leave the counter to go do my other side jobs. Like I would have to stock or fix aisles or something like that. And he would follow me. And he just kept staring me down. And I knew he was staring at me because I had that feeling. Like, you know that feeling when you're being watched?
Yup.
I would do quick glances pretending I'm like fixing something. And I would just see him standing at the end of the aisle, arms to his sides, just watching me.
Ew.
And he wouldn't say anything either. And he was like a good 5'8", 6 foot tall guy too. He was tall.
That makes me think about when I used to work. It's a big corporation, so I'll just say the name. But when I used to work at Sally's, there was this guy that would come in and name dropping, yeah. But he would come in and he would always buy the same thing, which was like this little like it's called Topic. It's like a hair sprinkle powder. So if you're like balding and you're insecure, you get this little sprinkle stuff and it like looks like hair, if you will. And he would like linger in there and he would like go up and down the aisles if there were like other women in the store to like stare at them from afar and like get kind of close to them. And I remember the manager was like totally fine if we were a dick to this man, and I would like terrorize him. Like every time I would like get him, like you would have to watch him because he would be creepy to the other shoppers, and you would have to be like, okay, buddy, let's check out your stuff and get you out of here, you know. And it was terrible.
He never got banned though. Mr. Mumble, he still came in there. He would
Yeah.
always buy 2 things on cash. 2 things on cash. Never
Rope
card.
and duct tape.
The non-traceable and the traceable.
And then he would get one
Yep.
small thing. And every time too, if you were alone in the store with him, he would stare you down. He wouldn't say anything either.
He's probably like looking at you like, do I think I could take him with all the rope I have at home?
Maybe.
Do I have enough duct tape for this boy?
I will say, I will say, I got so uncomfortable.
Uh-huh.
Can I bring you home and make you my toy?
I got so uncomfortable one time that I literally made an excuse to get the one manager up front, like I pretend like something was down. Got in trouble for it later. But I got her up there, and the second the manager appeared, there's 2 people, he left the store. He just left.
That's wild that you got in trouble for it, because I feel like as a manager, if one of your employees,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
the
someone,
manager.
yeah,
Yeah, you know who we're talking
yeah,
about.
I do.
And
I'm not
name
surprised. Yeah,
I'm
but
not name dropping, and I can't say much about it.
You know
but
what?
I will
I hope they listen to this stream and they're like, "Oh fuck, that's me."
I hope, but
Like
I
they
doubt
would
it.
care.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say it is this: like they were one of the worst, I think, managers I ever had when I worked that job. I've seen managers. I've also seen customers. Like there were customers I had that were bad, but I think of everyone I dealt with, that manager was the worst thing. I would have taken some of the customers I had over her, and some of them were Karens.
Now, who'd you rather have, Mr. Mumbler or the manager?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'll have to come back to you on that.
Yeah,
one.
you have to think about it. Let me know.
Anyway, I should probably get back to this story.
Yeah. I'm gonna get like a random text at like 1 a.m. It's gonna have his answer.
1 a.m.
I've been
or-
thinking about it. This is who I choose.
Yes. This took a while.
No reply. I slowly backed away from her, expecting her to move. She just watched. The same intense look on her face. I took another step back, then another, slightly backing away from her until I felt confident enough to turn and carefully walk away.
Yeah.
As I reached a better lit area, I began to move faster, all the while keeping my eyes trained on her shadowy form. She stood there for some time, statuesque, like a weeping angel. I made the comment like a weeping angel for anyone who's seen Doctor Who. When you look at the statue, it doesn't move.
Okay.
But when you look away, it moves.
Okay. That makes sense. Because I didn't understand that, so I thought, like, I don't know what that means.
Good show.
I just did, and did it again.
Then abruptly, having spontaneously abandoned whatever plan she may have had for me, she turned from me and without looking for traffic, she crossed the street with long strides, disappeared from around the corner of a building. Something about the casual air of it disturbed me.
I feel like she's
Everything
a
about the
crackhead,
whole
yeah.
situation is just
Yeah,
disturbing.
I feel like she has to be a crackhead because walking out into oncoming traffic without looking anywhere, like that's the shit I have to deal with when I go to school. Like they'll just like you'll have a crackhead. It happened to me the other day actually. I had like a green light and I was getting ready to go and this crackhead tried to walk out in front of me and it was like, "What do you look? Go to the crosswalk and look."
that you're not exactly all there.
Yeah,
but
but,
please
like-
look both ways before crossing the street.
For the love of God.
I kept my eyes trained behind me on my walk home, afraid that she would follow me. The bridge was well lit, and I saw no sign for her. Knowing that this was the only way for her to follow me and keep up on foot, I breathed a sigh of relief. I saw no more cars headed from the city. No more pedestrians out walking. Nothing happened after that. I'm not sure why, but I didn't call the cops that night. I still regret having not called, despite my roommate insisting I do. I just remember thinking that I wasn't sure what to say to the cops. That I hadn't really been attacked, and that they wouldn't be able to find her anyway.
And they wouldn't be able to do anything since she didn't like actually attack him. It's like, you know, they can't just arrest someone for being unsettling. As much as I sometimes wish they could.
Yeah.
I suppose I must have been in shock, in denial at having nearly been ambushed, especially by someone smaller than me, in my own city, so close to my apartment. One of my roommates called the cops for me. A cop drove through the area, but by that point, she was gone. Woman with the little pink backpack. Let's not meet again.
To find.
That's
woman
probably
with
why
looking
he knew
back.
her outfit, because she just kept fucking like coming back. He had like enough
That
time to
would
like
explain
survey
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, like he kept seeing, and he was like, "Wait a minute."
He'd be like, "That's the same bitch, and that's a child's backpack." Like each
What
time
are
he's
you
getting more
doing?
details of her outfit. Like that sweater is way too cold to be wearing out here at night. In this weather.
Alright. So, what's everyone's thought process on that one, by the way? Like, do you think she was, like, gonna pull out, like, a needle to maybe put him to sleep and drag him away?
I think that she was a crackhead.
Yeah, I think she was a crackhead, probably like going to like rob him of his pocket change or
I was
something.
thinking, like, maybe... I've been watching Dexter a bit, so I might
Yeah.
be too much thing like this.
That's a good
But I was
show.
thinking she was gonna, like, stab him and knock him out, or tase him, or do something to him. Kidnap him, and then live out, like, some weird sick fantasy with him. Because...
The odds of that happening for a woman are slim to none, because women don't do that. That's more of a man thing.
But, Mom, you forget how crazy...
Yeah, but normally it's not like that. It's different for them. Most women like poison people and stuff, you know?
Yeah. And also, if he's a lot taller, like a whole head taller, I can also assume he's probably weighs more than her.
He's
And
not
like
like-
I'm gonna say
Yeah,
that
it's gonna be
it's
hard.
probably gonna be noticeable too if they see this woman with this little pink backpack dragging this huge ass man
Yeah.
down the road. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, I would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is going... Remember, this is during the pandemic, though, so not many people were outside.
I mean, even if not, though, that would still be like
It would be
difficult for her to
noticeable.
pull off, and it would be noticeable. Yeah.
Like whether you're in a building, you see it out the window.
Yeah,
and there
yeah.
are still people that had to go places, even
Uh-huh.
though. So you
Yeah.
know
I was one of
somebody
them.
was gonna see something.
Well, I didn't have to go, but I like driving, so I would just get in my car. And
Well, we technically had to go. We all had to get food at some point in our lives during the
Yeah.
pandemic.
yeah, that's
And
true.
toilet paper when we could actually go that had toilet paper. God.
Yeah, and water. That was a hot commodity.
Frank,
All
Do you-
right. Do you want me to tell you a story about something?
Yeah, those who don't know, this is going to be the first time. Reading a story to us tonight. My mother will be now reading hers, a Halloween story that she finds creepy. This will also give me a break from talking so much. So
I'm not sure what all I can find on this. I was trying to look it up, but it's kind of hard because, like, I'm
And-
trying to figure out what the haunted stuff was.
once her story is done, Allie here.
It's
A here will be reading.
It's too late now.
now they all know you. My identity's blown. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
A here.
It's
will-
not even my government or whatever.
Yeah, true. That it's just a nickname we have.
Yeah.
So anyway, she will be reading a story I have picked out for her to read
Ooh. Okay.
that has 2 updates to it, which I'll pull
Ooh.
those up for her too when she reads them.
All right. You'll have to
This
show
is
me where they
all
are.
to give me a break and for us all to get into the tale.
Okay.
So, for my mother will now be reading her story.
All right. So we're going to read the story of the Winchester Mansion. Does anybody know the
I do,
Winchester
yeah.
Mansion?
I've heard rumors about it.
I want to go see it.
Me too.
Is
Yeah.
that like one of the most haunted places around?
That is actually the creepiest mansion in the U.S.
Yeah,
And it's right
if I
here, though.
remember correctly, I think that it wasn't actually haunted, but the lady was going through something when she just kept adding on and adding on. And
People
adding
do
on.
say they hear things
Yeah.
and see things, but sometimes I wonder if it's more of them wanting to
Yeah, like
hear
a
and
placebo
see.
effect,
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't that the mansion that like the
Go-
person kept building on rooms and secret stuff to
I
try
think
to
so.
because she thought like she was told she had to keep building or else she'd be paying for whatever the Winchester gun killed or something.
Yeah, I think it was something along those lines because her family was like, yeah, I'll let you say it.
Anyway.
What started
Still
out
be
in the
funny.
mid 1800s as the modest 8-room farmhouse. It ain't an
Oh.
8-room farmhouse anymore.
No, it's
In
not.
California's Santa Clara Valley has become one of the most recognizable and notoriously mysterious mansions and haunted house attractions in America. The Winchester Mystery House is as it's known today. The sprawling and incongruous, whatever she just said, Queen Anne Revival Home was rifle heiress Sarah Hardy Winchester's constantly in progress and forever unfinished hobby home that she dubbed, I'm going to say it's Landea Villa. So I'm probably butchering the heck out of that.
Yeah,
I'm
we should
not
probably
really
warn you guys. We were reading this and we don't have much evidence, so take everything we say with salt.
Yeah, I'm not
It might
totally
be
sure.
Lolanda? I
Lolanda?
don't know. That's weird.
Or
It's
Orlando?
just a straight no, Lolanda,
Yeah, 2 L's,
Landa,
no O.
Landea
Something like
Villa
that.
in honor of the region's Spanish roots and her love of the.
Oh, the I want to say
Is it Basquiat? Is Bas?
it looks like it's Basque, but I don't know if that's how they say it.
Countryside.
Oh, right. I
Okay.
should probably say this real fast. For those of you wondering, I can't see what she's reading. The setup is I'm sitting off to the side, facing the behind of her screen right now. So I can't see while the other two are on the other side, able to see the screen.
Trying to figure out these difficult words.
So
Still
I,
bear with us, chat.
yeah, I can't see it. They
Just
can see
hang
it.
on for the ride because
yes.
we can't read that.
And
Great.
it will be bumpy. Buckle up.
So
We don't do this on the regular.
No, this is like this is their first time doing this kind of thing. So I'm just sitting here enjoying this. They get to see what I deal with.
Yeah, but you don't get these words. Okay.
You mean Reddit stories have to sort through? For fuck's sake.
Okay, as the widow of William Winchester's, whose family, I got
Eponymous, maybe?
eponymous
I could be wrong,
company,
though.
the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Sarah came into a $20 million inheritance along with 50% ownership in the firearms business when William died in 1881.
I wonder how much she would have in today's world
Why don't you look that up?
money. I am.
The fortune enabled her to transform the humble ranch house into a massive mansion on hundreds of acres, but it also fueled rumors that Sarah built the home to escape the spirits of those killed by the Winchester rifle. Following the deaths of multiple family members, including her infant daughter in 1865 and her father in 1869, her mother in 1880, and both her father-in-law and husband in 1881, and her sister in 1884, Sarah left her hometown of New Haven, Connecticut to make a fresh start just outside of San Jose, California. Within just a few months, she'd already added more than a dozen rooms into her new home with the intention of accommodating her 2 little sisters and their families. For the next 38 years, reported claims that reports claimed that property would be constantly under construction 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I would hate to be one of her employees. Like,
Yeah,
it'd be
she-
like, please, Miss Sarah, let me have a day off. I just want to have a day with my family.
I think the way it worked, though, she had different contractors and they
probably.
would
Yeah, like,
switch in and out.
I think she had like, from what I heard, it was like 3 different teams who keep swapping out.
Yeah, like
Okay,
they would come in
alright.
and then go out. Sarah designed all the additions in her home despite having no formal training. Construction ended only upon her death in the mansion in September 1922, leaving it incomplete and her plans unfinished. What stands today is a 4-story, 160-room, 24,000 square foot mansion constructed mostly out of redwood on less than 5 remaining acres of land in one of the city's most heavily trafficked West Valley neighborhoods. The home has 2,000 doors, some leading straight into blank walls, 10,000 windows, some interior facing, 47 fireplaces, 17 chimneys, 40 stairways, at least one of which leads up to the ceiling, 40 bedrooms, 2 ballrooms, 1 complete, 1 unfinished, 13 bathrooms, 6 kitchens, 3 elevators, 2 basements, and a wood-paneled Venetian
Yeah.
inspired dining room. I knew what that was. Venetian inspired dining room. Whew. There are gold and silver chandeliers, hand inlaid parquet floors, and many original stained glass windows rumored to have been created by Tiffany. One of the most prior to the 1906 earthquake, the house stood even 7 stories tall, but it was reduced, likely due to damage caused by the quake, which I know that they had to tear down some of it.
Yeah, because I think some of the rooms were like uninhabitable after that.
Yeah.
But that's crazy though, to have like a 7-story fucking tall house. I would hate to be their maids.
I'd be like, nope.
She knows Sarah ain't cleaning it.
No, she ain't.
Because I googled it, and 20 million in 1881 would be like equivalent to like 617 million now.
Well, she had it was the Winchesters.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
had the Winchester firearm.
Yeah, that was a big company back then. I mean, think about it, it was right around the wars and everything. You needed guns.
Oh yeah.
I think, isn't Winchester still a thing nowadays? Don't they just make sniper rifles though?
I think they're still a thing now, but I'm not sure.
I know they're not one of the majors because default. It depends on which gun you get because Russia's known for the AK-47.
They know, you never know either. They could have sold out because they
That's
do
also
that.
true, yeah.
If I knew,
I didn't look into that. I'm just looking into trying to find something about the house. That's what I
Yeah.
was doing.
Yeah, fuck the guns.
It's the house for me.
The house is the spooky.
All right. In fact, after the quake, Sarah all but stopped working on the front wing of the house. Luckily, the home was spared total destruction during both the 1906 and 1989 Loma. I don't even know that word.
Prieta, maybe?
Prieta earthquake because it was built using a floating foundation.
Oh yeah,
A
yeah.
design that
Oh.
allows the structure to move freely as it's only semi-attached to its base.
Yeah, people like a lot of times in
That's
areas
isn't it also
that
called like a cantilever.
I'm not sure about, but I know they do that in areas where there's like a lot of earthquakes. So instead of like the
California.
yeah, exactly, and just like a lot of places.
Yeah,
like
wherever
that.
you get most of whatever, like hurricane, the hurricane places, they try to make sure everything's like up higher.
Yeah, like on
and
the
stuff.
stilts and
Yeah,
things, yeah.
so they can prevent an earthquake. Would be California
Ima-
and other places that have
Imagine
that
it's
issue.
like 2 a.m. You're in that house and you're just like, where the fuck is the bathroom?
Yeah, and you would just go and you would be like, oh, I think this is it, and it's just a doorway that leads you to nowhere.
Well, there's a doorway that actually leads outside. Like if you were to fall off of it, you're at the top story of the house.
Oh my gosh.
You're just gonna be like,
Open the door and bam.
Yeah. And then you're just dying there, and you're like, well, at least I don't need to pee anymore.
My legs.
Few people aside from household staff and teams of carpenters and other workmen were invited into the mansion during Sarah's lifetime, and very few, if any, interior photographs were taken. The furniture inside the home today reflects the period, but her personal belongings, including the contents of the house, were left to her niece, Miriam Marriott, who kept what she wanted and sold the remainder at auction. So is the Winchester Mystery House haunted?
I don't
Okay.
think it is.
It's a question people have asked ever since Sarah started construction. In order to make sense of the perceived monstrosity in what was then a ritual community, rumors began to swirl about her motivation. According to folklore, Sarah was motivated to build a home with such odd features because a medium told her that the ghost of all those killed by the Winchester rifle were haunting her until the day she died, unless she went out west to build a house with rooms for all of them. Other versions of the stories purport that Sarah, where'd I get that one? Sarah was driven west because she was being haunted in the family mansion in New Haven. Unfortunately for her, the ghost followed her to California, so she tried to outsmart them by building a rambling home with a triangle of hallways.
If it is true that the
Or
medium,
triangle.
yeah. If it is true that the medium was the one that got her out there, I imagine that she had heard about these guns and she was like, I don't want you in my state. Go to California.
Yeah, just like, oh,
This is all your
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah, like you're the one.
You're the one who started all the wars.
Yeah, like gee.
Oh, I know that's video game. Sorry.
The
This was,
story
like, way
back
before
then,
video
yeah,
games.
video games weren't there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know they could have blamed. I think it was like we blame books.
We blame education.
Damn, education's causing all these wars.
In all actuality, it's like oil.
Some people actually
They can't blame that.
No,
No.
Although I guess like these wars, I don't think we're about oil, but
Can't
whatever.
blame the oil that we all desperately need for our
All right,
cars.
historians never been able to collaborate the visit with the medium,
Okay.
and many of Sarah's longtime employees and friends denied the story both during and after her lifetime. And of course, the truth is likely a bit simpler. Sarah's father had been a carpenter in the height of the Victorian period, and so she grew up loving design and architecture. She later subscribed to many magazines and journals on the subject and taught herself the craft. The rumors only grew after her death when the property sold at auction to a private investor for around $135,000, today just north of $2 million. It was then leased to John and Mamie
Sure.
Brown
We'll
for
just
a
have that.
10-year period. The couple opened the house up to the public in 1923 and eventually bought the property, which is now owned by a privately held company that represents their descendants. The home was designated a historical landmark in 1974, and it's listed in the National Registry of the Historic Places. In September 2019, one of the many mysteries of the Winchester House at the National Registry of Historic Places refers to it was long solved during the restoration work in one of the many dining rooms. According to the Times-Union, workers were removing parts of a wall when they noticed something peculiar. A beautifully preserved envelope tucked inside a 100-year ago from Pacific American Decorative Company. This discovery confirms something that many historians had hunch about. The true artisan who made it impeccable stained glass windows, recently architectural historian Jim Wolfe dug into the mystery of who actually created them and landed on the answer that is actually glassworker John Mallon. Well, it turns out Mallon owned Pacific American Decorative Company. Case closed. Hauntings, experience, sightings aside, a tour of the fabled home is definitely worth the price of the admission. But here is 5 spooky tales about it.
Okay.
That's happened in it or around it.
I'm thinking in it. I found another article. This is by B. Carnes. Patch staff. I don't know, but it's an article I found, and it says 5 spooky tales about the famous Winchester Mansion. One's a video, so that won't work for us because you can't see it.
Yeah, we're reading these, you guys.
So
See if it's got closed caption options.
So we know the home was built by Sarah Winchester. The Winchester rifle was nicknamed the gun that won the West.
So if it was due to her thinking that the ghosts of, it would be weird to go out west if it's the gun that won the West.
Yeah.
You think like the ghost would be like, "Hey, bitch, I remember you and your guns."
Well, here's the thing too that I did hear about it.
Okay.
They were saying about the different rooms and everything. She was obsessed with the number 666.
Interesting.
Really? She was that obsessed with that?
And the number 13. I
Okay.
think 13 was more prevalent, but there was
Yeah.
13 of so many things in the house.
Yeah.
There was 13 stairs. Every stairway had 13 stairs.
Huh.
I just
So
wanna say
13, there was a bunch of 13 in there.
Interesting.
Or so I've heard. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
Those
We
are
haven't
just a
been there.
couple of things
Right.
I've heard.
I guess we're gonna have to go there and go up every single step
And
and then
count
count
'em
them
up.
and be like,
But-
okay.
I'm just gonna say something for everyone wondering. 13 is considered such an unlucky number that hotels won't even have a 13th floor.
Neither do cruise ships, actually.
I didn't know that.
I did, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the 13th floor because whenever I was on a cruise ship, there was like
I don't even think hospitals sometimes have
No.
one. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they do because one of the hospitals we were in, they had 20 some floors, and we tried to walk a majority of those. Don't ever do that.
No, that was hell. That was hell.
By the time we
Yeah.
were done, me
You
and
guys
my-
probably needed
yeah,
to be admitted.
Me and my husband were standing at the end of it going. I looked at him and I said, I don't care if I have to wait 5 hours for the elevator. I'm taking it because I ain't never do that again.
No.
That was hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, those who don't know, this is why.
Okay, so this one says about the medium convincing her that if the construction was done on her home continuously, noise from saws and pounding of nails would keep the spirits away. So work began on the fabulous mansion in 1884 and continued. So a lot of people don't. Some people believe, some people don't. All of that cost $5.5 million, and that's more than $80 million in today's money.
Yeah,
There it
I was
is.
gonna say the 5.5 million would have been in 1884.
And like I said, by the numbers, the house has 161 rooms, 40 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, 52 skylights, 47 fireplaces, 40 staircases, 3 elevators, 2 basements. Oh, and then there's the seance room.
Okay.
She needed that to consult with the spirit who advised her on her way to build the home that would confuse any menacing ghosts who were not bothered by the construction noise. The house famously has doors that lead to nowhere, staircases that end into the ceiling, and other oddities. But if you're a spirit, those staircases could come in handy.
I feel like they could just float, but okay. I
Well,
mean, what do I know? I'm not a spirit.
Here's the
but
thing: from what I've seen, like our experience we've all had involving like ghosts, like they could just be
Yeah.
anywhere. You're not even like paying attention. Next thing you know, you'll see just someone there.
Or hear something, or,
Yeah.
like there's knocking randomly on a door,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
and
so,
we don't even know what the heck it was.
Uh-huh.
So those who don't know, I'm actually gonna share this story here. We were, me and my mother one night were just like hanging out talking, and all of a sudden we just heard this banging on a door. And when we went to check it, because we kind of checked like right after the banging, no one was there. Nobody was there. We checked outside, no evidence, like dying on the ground. It was muddy that day, no footprints, no nothing, and we're just like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was just a knock, and we couldn't figure out who did it. And
And-
then I always smell cigarette smoke. And the thing is my husband smokes, but he's working, so
yeah, and you're like, why are you smelling this?
yeah, why am I smelling smoke? Because
Plot
there's
twist: your mom's just actually like
I
lighting it
can
up, in
light
the
it up
bedroom.
downstairs. Ah.
She's timing it badly too. She's like, I think her husband's home.
I can see that.
All right, so the first one is called the Hall of Fires. Some employees who worked at the mansion for Miss Winchester are said to have stayed on after their death. There are footsteps heard shuffling to and from Miss Winchester's room. Her servants. There's an apparition with black hair who is frequently spotted pushing a wheelbarrow.
Just imagine that these ghosts are like, they want to go to wherever they're supposed to go, but because she made the house so complicated, they're like, where the fuck is the light? I can't fucking find it. I think it's up the staircase. Dang it, this leads to nowhere.
Like,
Is it behind this door? No, that's a blank wall.
I can picture one that's just like, okay, time to
And they're like,
Done.
and I'm back in the front yard.
What happened?
I guess I'll
Okay.
pick up this wheelbarrow. What else am I gonna do?
Perhaps that labor is what a present-day worker encountered in the Hall of Fires. So, named for its many fireplaces. Prior to the mansion opening for tours one day, the worker was on a ladder. He felt a tap on his shoulder, turned, and no one was there.
I would be so mad because it's like I'm on a ladder. Do you mind?
like, fuck off.
Yeah, like wait till I'm
Did
like.
you want me to
feet
fall?
on the fucking floor? Or you want me to join you? Because I'll beat you in the afterlife.
I just like to picture, you know, like some people say, like when you're driving along and there's like, you feel like someone grab your hand to get you
Yeah.
out of things. I like to show that someone's just like, hey, I'll get you this time. Ah, I'm so close. I'll see you soon.
Okay, so the worker refocused his attention on his task. That's when he felt what seemed like a hand pressing against his back.
Oh, so now they're like just being creepy about it.
He was still the only one in the room, but not for long. That worker got out of there fast, leaving the otherworldly laborer alone and to handle that job.
Me too. If that would have happened to me, I'd have been like, you know what? You fucking do it. No, I'm out.
You would literally be it. If, like, that happened to any of us, normally would be like, what the fuck? Hey, don't touch it.
I'd be like, why are you touching me? We don't do that.
No, I'm not touching you. You don't touch me.
Okay, Sarah's sealed room. That's number 2.
Yep.
The 1906 earthquake that destroyed San Francisco also caused serious damage to Miss Winchester's house. In fact, she was trapped in a room until her workers were able to set her free. Deeply shaken by her experience, Miss Winchester had the room sealed. It stayed that way until last year when the room was opened and added to tours. One of those tours, a guide gathered participants in the room to explain the history and point out the objects found inside more than 100 years after being sealed. The guide heard a loud sigh in the hallway and went outside to bring the straggler. She didn't find any tourists, but did see a small, ghostly form gliding around the corner. The guide quickly followed. She still didn't see anyone, yet she heard another sigh. Perhaps Miss Winchester had used the sealed room as a refuge from tourists.
Maybe, but if she was like shaken by the experience, then I feel like she would be like, even in death, I'm not going in that room.
And now I'm wondering if she's sighing because she's like, God damn it, I had that freaking shot for a purpose.
Now you guys have to do all
That's probably
the
what
hard
it is.
work.
She's over there just going,
She had probably
what am I
moved
supposed
on.
to do with you?
She had probably like moved on to the afterlife, and then because they opened that, she was like brought back, and it's just like, I'm here now because you opened the door.
So there's a surveillance video of ghosts, but as you know, we can't
Yeah.
show it. So it's
Yeah.
like it happened during the witching hour at the Winchester Mystery House. Do we know when the witching hour is?
It's not like
Midnight, isn't it?
3 a.m.
3 in the
3,
morning.
okay.
That's when
So the devil's hour is midnight, and then 3 a.m. is the witching hour, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
and that's when like the two planes are supposed to connect
okay.
It's when it's the weakest, I think.
or something like that.
Because
Interesting.
most people claim that during 3 a.m. they have the most experience with the weirdest shit. I just call it you guys are getting sleep deprived.
Yeah.
You guys should go to bed. Have
Either
your-
that or you look up and see what the witching hour really means.
I'm not looking that shit up.
Okay, so
I'm
what's
curious
in that
enough to know.
photo? Just as expected, things turn up on a video. The same is true about photographs. The Winchester Mystery House public relations coordinator reports that he took several photos of the mansion in 2015. When he downloaded the photos, he deleted what he didn't need, but one caught his eye. In one window of the house, Tim O'Day spotted something. Was it a shadow, a reflection of a cloud, or something else? Visitors to the Winchester Mystery House also reporting taking photos with strange shapes in the windows. A few even shared their snapshots on Facebook. If you visit, study all the photos carefully before hitting the delete button. You never know what you'll find. So they show a picture, so if anybody wanted to go look it up, they do have pictures of what people have found in there. And let's see. And then they did that movie. They're talking about that movie with Helen Mirren, where she was supposed to be I watched it. It was supposed to be like scary or whatever. That's her right there.
Is that the movie?
Yeah, this
Okay,
is the
okay.
movie. See, this is really what she looked like.
Okay,
What
yeah.
little pictures. She really was never in pictures. She kind of
Yeah.
stayed away from them.
And also in the 1800s, that meant that you would have. She probably had to be there for a good couple of hours.
I mean, I've watched some stuff on this, and I've seen people say that they would see her walking around the house, and they think it was her.
Yeah.
And then they also said they would see people in the kitchen, doing like taking care of the kitchen. Like some people say they see maids.
Interesting.
But I don't know, like, because I always believe in that residual
Yeah.
energy too,
Yep.
and that seems like it was always that house was always something was always going on
Yeah. There was a lot of
constantly.
energy.
Like I don't
Mhm.
know how this woman slept.
Yeah. Probably because she had all those workers.
So, like, for me, it's like, hey, you know, like, it could be residual energy. It really could be, because she probably left to go be with her family. Like, would she really stay in that house?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
You know? So,
Is that the end of the story?
that's the end of the story. I wish I could have found more, but I didn't have much time. I'll try to do better next time. But...
Yeah, those who don't know, this might start becoming a more occurrence thing. And it's not
Wait,
just-
it's going to be about murder.
eventually we might start including like murder and doing these in podcast forms too.
Okay.
That's as close as we get for now until I can stop being like a jackass basically right now. But
I feel like that.
this isn't the end though. We do have one more big story to read for you guys, and then we're gonna call it. Okay, the next story is not gonna be read by me either. I read a very horrific story that I'm going to be bleaching my ears out later. Another stalker story. Mom here read the Winchester Family House haunted story.
My first ever time doing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
her story.
Very good, very good.
Everyone made a snap.
Oh. Snaps. My snaps are quiet. My hands are sweaty.
It probably doesn't help I have it in your finger. But no.
Yeah.
The final
I
story.
can
I'll
snap
snap
that
for
one.
us.
Thank you. Took me a year, but I can snap it. Not well, but I can.
See, I can snap.
Ooh, must be nice having all.
Hey, it took me until I
fingers.
was 16 to figure out the technique. I just had
Okay.
to put my fingers to do it. But no, the final story is a 2-update story. It has 2 updates to it, but you're gonna read all of it.
Okay. Are the updates are they on the post?
No, you have to hand it back to the kid.
Okay,
Because
okay.
he has them all linked on a separate page.
Ah, okay, cool.
This is from Let's Not Meet. Not safe for work. Psycho situationship turns stalker.
Ooh.
So I would like to warn anybody, if stalking is one of your things that could set you off, then thank you so much for watching the stream or the video on YouTube. We'll see you guys next time. But if you're here to hear
They
one...
didn't really watch us. They listened to us.
Okay, yeah, sorry. If
Thank you for listening to us.
Yeah, thank you for listening to us. But if you're okay with hearing about a stalker, maybe some psycho things, maybe even some damaging or stuff like this, enjoy the last story we'll have for you, which will have 2 updates. Now, I like to stress, I read this partially. A here did not read this at all. She's
Nope.
going in fully blind. So
Woohoo.
enjoy.
All right.
I passed over the tablet.
Okay. Meet Jane. I don't know much about Jane except that she's from a small town and she moved here with her friends and boyfriend for university. When I first met Jane at the pub, I thought she hated my guts. She always gave me nasty looks, and when my friends tried to approach,
Hold on.
interrupted by the train.
Yeah, the train just spiked the mic like full on red right now.
Yeah.
I'm literally monitoring audio.
Okay.
So, everyone here, I guess this is normal for us. Here we go, it's gone now.
Okay.
Oh, and he just had to blow his horn.
He was like, "Sorry guys, I know you're streaming."
Thank you so
Yep.
much, Train.
So,
I'll take the train over other things, though.
when I first met Jane at the pub, I thought she hated my guts. She always gave me nasty looks, and when my friends tried to approach her friends, she'd be rude to me. Jane is pretty, like very, very pretty. Like every guy in town has a thing for her. But Jane's boyfriend is insane, to say the least. They are regulars at the pub, and I've seen them break up around 3 to 4 times, and the waiter working at the pub, guy in my friend group, says he's noticed them break up a dozen more, but they always come back together. I feel like after a certain point, you just gotta be like honest with yourself to
Yeah,
be
like
like,
be like, I'm done.
insanity is doing the same thing over and
Over
over and
and
Just repeat
over.
the same things, but I guess
Yeah,
like
You,
dip it
you
out.
Yeah.
can't just fix something that seems to be broken.
Yeah, yeah. you
It's
know?
probably one of those situations where it's like, I can fix them. I can fix them. No, you can't,
fix them.
No, like some things don't want to be fixed. Anywho, couple of months back, I had just finished with the gym and had just showered when my mom called and asked about this pub and how's the food there. I told her the food's to die for, and she said she and my stepdad were on their way there.
I'm sorry, I just love how you said that.
To die. Oh, the printer!
Oh no! Stay on the thing.
The printer's like, it's to die for.
The printer's like, I want to find out.
I'll dive right now.
Yeah.
Those who don't know, we have a printer right across the room.
Yeah, because it's my little work office over here.
Yeah.
And she turned her big rolly chair and hit the out tray and almost caused it to go.
Yeah, because somebody didn't put it away. I wonder who that was.
We needed those documents printed. Kiss my ass. Anyway,
Needed the
continue.
documents printed, not the tray opened. Okay.
Continue the
Anyways,
story,
yeah.
we're on a
All right.
time
All right. I'm sorry. Anywho.
Excuse me.
Yeah, might be. Won't do it again. I told her the food's to die for, and she said she and my stepdad were on their way there. I told them I would meet them too because I was dying for some hot wings and a burger. I don't know why that would be your side with the burger, but okay, buddy. Anywho, we
There's
sit
no other
down.
thing, just a burger.
Yeah, like okay. Anyways, we sit down and me and my dad just start drinking beer after beer, and in no time I had down 5 0.5 liter pints of beer. I don't know if that's supposed to be liter pints. I don't know why
Let me
there's. I don't think so because it looked
Is
like
it
an
a-
L. but I think it's just 0. I think he just
Where are you at?
like near the top.
Isn't it hard to see that when you're throwing
No,
that
yeah.
in my face?
0.5 liters.
Well, because then it says pints. So I don't know.
Oh, it's one of those big glass like things too.
Okay, whatever. He drank a lot of beers. Anyways,
He got
Yeah.
wasted.
he got fucked up, and that's probably why he typed
That's
it like that.
double to triple.
That's why he did that.
Yeah, because it looks like an L there. Do you see that? Like, it looks like an L, but then there's pints. Anywho, I was getting a little bit tipsy, but I kept pushing through. My dear friend, let's call her Tina, called and asked if I was down for a drink. I told her to come to the pub as I was already there. She's going to meet my folks, and they planned on leaving soon, so she and I could continue. That's how it happened. My parents left, and Tina and I continued drinking on our own. This guy must have a liver of steel. The pub was...
Or he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've met people who could down a lot of alcohol, but they don't care if it destroys the liver.
That's fair.
Or
So,
the kidneys.
yeah. So the pub was closing, so Tina decided to go to the bathroom, and I walked with her inside to see if I could get another pint. We stumble upon Jane. Jane starts talking to Tina, and I realize they know each other. We all sit down to comfort her as she was a crying mess. Her boyfriend and she were done for good, and she had revealed that he used to really abuse her, mentally and physically. I felt so bad for her, so when she rested on my shoulder, I just let her. Tomorrow night, I get a DM from her, and she's apologizing about the trauma dumping. I tell her it's no biggie, as we all need to vent sometimes, albeit I do that to my therapist, not strangers, but whatever. The therapist is a stranger I pay, I guess.
Whatever trips your trigger
Yeah.
there.
I just want to say this now, like, if that is a thing friends will do for friends, though, they'll always be there.
Yeah, but these are complete strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
These
And he
I
also
could
like
never-
thinks that this girl hates him, and so it's
Yeah.
like, yeah. You know what? I have one of those faces that people come up to me in public and then trauma dump, and it'll be complete. Like, I've never met this person a day in my life, and they're like, "Do you want to hear about this thing?" And it's like, "All right,
That's
dog."
happened to me when I used to work at the store that shall not be named. I had customers tell me about, like, going to funerals and stuff. I'm just like, dude, I get paid minimum fucking wage. I don't know what you want from me.
I was leaving my apartment the other day, and I had a random man come up to me and like tell me about all the stuff going on in his life, and it was like, I mean, I felt bad for him if like what he was saying was true, but like it was like, that's my
Another thing is,
house.
how do you even know if they're telling the truth?
Yeah, you don't, and it's like, yeah, it was weird. But anyways, yeah. We continue chatting, and she constantly goes between, I can't text you, and then texting me again. Don't text me, and text me first when I don't. Keep in mind, this is like 2 days since that interaction.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah. One drunken night, she texted me to meet her. It was around 2 a.m., and I had my little cousin over. That whole night, we watched movies, and he had just fallen asleep. So I declined her offer. Also, I feel it be a bit weird for me to hang out with her completely sober while she can barely see. I don't know. Just weird to me. The next day, she
Well, and she
sobered up.
supposedly doesn't like him.
Yeah. Or he always got the vibe, I guess. But the next day, she sobered up, and I agreed to meet her for a hangout. We hung out for a while, and she was fun to hang out with. I did like her, and worry about her and her ex. Soon enough, her leech of an ex left town as he was never really interested in university, just being close to her. On one of our dates, she revealed to me that she realized she had feelings for me, and that's when she broke up with her ex, resulting in him physically attacking her. One day, we had a play date, or whoops.
We had a play date.
We had a play
That's not what it
Whoa.
was. I accidentally read 2 words together.
That got like
Neither of them will play, but anyways, one day we had a date at her place. A little study date. After we finished studying, we relaxed on the couch and ended up making out. We didn't have sex that night, but I fingered her. TMI, buddy. I went home and we continued talking about it, even exchanging photos. My first and only time sending a nude, and then we hooked up, so I guess she liked what she saw. Anywho, now I'm a person who likes alone time, so sometimes I just want to chill at my house and not really be with anyone. And she did not like this idea. Which is like, that's red flag, because I feel like
Yeah.
everyone needs to have alone time,
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Anyways, she started spamming me with calls, saying how she could come over and we will chill, she will be silent, and I'd still be alone. In my opinion, this kind of defeats the idea of being alone, as
Yeah.
I'm not fucking alone.
Exactly.
Uh-huh, that's
You're
my
not
sentiments
alone.
too. Anytime that someone's like, you can have alone time with me, is when I'm like, you can get the fuck out of my life. But, anywho, she threatened me that if I didn't pick up the phone, she would never talk to me again. Ooh, I'm shaking in my boots. So, like, okay, girl. This is where I snapped and told her that her lukewarm, at best manipulation tactics would not work on me and to not contact me again. She flipped out and came to my part of town, hanging out and waiting for me to come out. I told her, I begged her millions of times not to come to my house, but she simply said, nah, I'll pass, and came anyways. I literally felt so disrespected because all of a sudden, I hold no value in life. When she texted me, come out, I'm here, I texted her, nah, I'll pass, and stayed home. Now she's following me everywhere I go. It's been months, and I'm dating the girl of my dreams, but that has not stopped her from being in my shadow. She learned my routine. When I go to the gym, when I'm at practice, etc. And she never fails to show up and drive past where I'm at. My stepbrother reviewed the security footage from our house, and he counted her car driving past my house at least 14 times in a day. It also doesn't seem like their relationship was, like, long. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's like, you like see this person for a short period of time, and now they're like, I'm following you, I'm driving past
This
your
is
house.
classic stalker behavior. When they can't
Oh,
get what
yeah.
they want, they will do whatever it takes to get you.
Absolutely, and it's usually after a short period of time like this. I still get texts from her on the daily, even though she's blocked. She gets wasted and spams me with messages on WhatsApp, and then she deletes. I'm assuming. It's.
Maybe I'm not hip with the kids, but I always hear people talk about like, WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Like, what's the WhatsApp?
It's kind of like a social messaging service.
like messaging.
Kind of like, so think like Messenger if you've ever used that. It's
Yes.
kind of similar, but instead of it being through Facebook, it's called WhatsApp. I know, like, a lot of times, I used to have internet friends when I was a teenager that were from, like, different countries, and that's how we would communicate, would be on WhatsApp, because it's, like, a texting service without having to have, like, a phone number or anything. But, anywho, so, yeah, she would spam him with messages there, and then she would delete them. My girlfriend is absolutely livid with this chick, as she would not leave me the fuck alone. I do not fear for my life, but I have warned my friends that if I die, it would not be an accident or a suicide. She's in my shadow. I constantly have to check my 6 to see if she's behind me. So now we're going to move on to update 1.
That is the first post. Then he wrote an update. Oh, what the? Reddit is not working. Oh, someone turned off my Wi-Fi.
I didn't touch anything but the thing.
Yeah.
I think my tablet just turned off the Wi-Fi.
It's either
I
that or
think
when you were
you turned
handing
it.
it to her,
Mhm.
you might
That
have
might
done
have
it.
happened. Okay.
Trying to
This
blame
next one
her.
is-
Yeah, like, I don't even know how to turn off
Rude.
your Wi-Fi.
From
Thank you.
So this next one's from Infernos3323. This is 3 months ago. The first update.
Okay. So when did he make the original post?
The original post was also 3 months ago.
Okay. All right. I just kind of wanted to get
So
the
this probably
timeline
within
here.
a week or so. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so update. Psycho situationship turned stalker. In parentheses, the last encounter. So, a lot of shit happened 2 days ago, and I couldn't update right away as I really needed to shut off as I had a huge exam today. Now I can finally let myself process it without causing any distractions. I liked the way that he worded that because it makes it sound like he had to process his exam, but you know what? I felt that. Anywho, we met again at my. Can I use blasphemy?
You mean their name?
No, read the first line.
Yes, you can say
Okay.
it. If it's part of the story, it's fine.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't want to like offend your viewers, but anyways.
I said worse.
Okay, all right.
She's trying to be nice.
I'm just gonna use all the words now. Anywho, I'm gonna ad lib and add my own. Get you banned. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, we meet again at my goddamn house. If you're offended, Jacob told me to say it, so blame him, not
Of course.
me. Anywho,
Blame me, the guy who owns the channel. Of
yep,
course.
yep.
It's
Anyways,
all you.
all you.
You brought us
You
in
picked
along
this
for
story.
this.
You know, I never read it, but
The worst part is I'll probably post this up on YouTube, and it'll actually, if this actually takes off on YouTube, I'll just be known as the guy who got roasted by not only his mom but friends. During
Everybody's gonna be saying shit because you're doing this with your mom.
Oh, your mom roasted you now.
You know when people actually do things with their parents on stream?
I'm just saying.
Not
Yeah,
on
no,
stream, but on like YouTube and that. Like, there's actually a thing where people read stories to their parents.
Yeah,
I
we're just
figured
fucking
it'd be
with
fun.
you. And your mom's also really cool, so
I I also figured it'd probably be nice because I don't know how much longer I got with my parents. Because I
I'm not dying yet, there, buddy.
Your
I
mom
don't
is
know.
young. Your mom is young. Your mom
about
is like
that.
10 years younger than my mom.
We don't know about that. Literally, all I know tomorrow, one of us could die.
That's fair, but
True.
yeah. Anywho, on that depressing note, 2 days ago, I went to the pub with my friend Stan. He's a new friend of mine, as he's a close friend of one of my best friends. My neighbor best friend, Jake, was in Durban to visit his aunt and me, and Stan went to the pub as his friend, and my other best friend, Liam, was having the closing shift at the pub. This guy has a lot of best friends. Like, these kind of sus. Like, you have that many best friends? I got, like, one. Maybe that says more about me, but whatever.
Got one.
Yeah.
You can only have like one true best friend.
Yeah.
This person knows you.
Yeah, it's like you might have, like, close friends, but it's, like, best friends?
I
Like,
have
you're
a
giving that
best friend.
title away to
I have
everyone.
a best friend, but he's the only one who's my best friend.
Yeah. Yeah, your sister. Yeah. That's my best friend, you know?
Yeah, those who don't know, that's how I met
Yeah.
A here.
Yeah. Anywho, so we went and visited him and had a few drinks. She was there, and everyone was giving me these weird stares like I'd murdered their whole family. Finally, the shift manager, who I'm close with, came to me, and she laughingly told me that Jane got extremely drunk and talked about a man the whole night at the pub while sobbing. That seems to be this girl's MO.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
this is a thing for her.
This is how she gets them. She plays
Yep.
like the victim card, like, oh, woe is me. My man's broke up with me. Where?
We weren't even really in a relationship.
And I stalked him, but I'm gonna leave that part out conveniently.
It's sad how true that is.
I know, yeah. So she then showed them a picture of me, and according to some of the other waiters, she was throwing an entire ass tantrum because she loved me, and she left her boyfriend because of me. Which is like, you heard her. I wonder if that's the reason why they kept breaking up and getting back together all
Yeah,
these
because
times.
she's
Because she's
psycho.
like, I love somebody else that I just met and only went on a date with a couple of times.
She's psycho.
She is psycho. Regardless, I brushed it off, and I had to fight off the player accusation, because I am not one. Anyway, he's just a player of best friends, but anyway. Liam finished his shift, we got into my car, and we drove to my house where my girlfriend had already arrived. My mom and her were in the kitchen making dinner, and my stepbrother, younger brother, and stepdad were in the living room just shooting the shit, so I joined them with my friends. At one point, I was in the kitchen with my mom, girlfriend, and stepbrother, and my mom asked, who made the kitchen into a mess this morning? And my brother said, the Jews, referring to me and my younger brother. We burst out laughing, so I didn't hear the doorbell. My stepdad did, and he went to open the door. Jane was at the door. She had let herself in and was standing in the living room yelling after me. I'm sorry, but the mom better have her going out in a body bag, because girl,
That
what?
Could you
happened.
imagine if somebody came into my home like that?
You would have them going out in a body bag.
I'd be like, all right,
would
we're going to
literally
war
be-
here.
Yeah, especially if it was like somebody who's like stalking, like you're like, you know, I guess it would be Jacob in this situation. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, it's too hard.
It is. I'm sorry.
It would literally be someone stalking me, and I think at that moment it'd be a body bag situation.
Yeah, well, you know what? At least if they do try to stalk you, they'll know that your mom will have them going out in a body bag.
Yeah, sure.
Chop them up, feed them to the pigs. Anyways.
Shh, don't say that.
I was just kidding. That's
You
why
don't
we
have to do
laughed.
that plan.
You're right. That's okay. They'll listen to that chat. Anyways, so we came out of the kitchen and we were just staring at her. Rightfully so. I'm glad that the entire family was just staring at her. Because could you imagine that? Like, she comes in, she's yelling, and everyone just walks out to be like, and they're just blankly staring at her like, the fuck you doing here? She
Like,
begged to talk to
sorry.
me. Yeah, like, sorry, goodbye. She begged to talk to me, and I just stared at her and told her that we already covered everything. But she continued begging me. My girlfriend pulled me aside and told me to just talk with her. Maybe it will give her closure and she will leave me alone. Girl, this is a stalker situation. Nothing is going to give her closure. Jail might, but that's about it.
Yeah, because once a stalker, yeah, it ain't gonna stop.
No. I took her to my backyard. She started apologizing for hurting me. She said, "I'm sorry," like 15 times. I told her that she had nothing to apologize for and that I sadly cannot forgive manipulations that easily and that she should give up. She started blaming the alcohol on it and how drunk she was that night. And it's like, you're drunk every night. Why, all
Yeah,
these
like,
other
it
nights
seems
that you
like
like
it, yeah.
spammed and
You're
like
always
drove.
at the pub.
Yeah, like you drinking and driving. Is that what you're saying?
I feel like
By
you're
the way,
always drinking
this is-
here.
By the way, I keep saying instead of bar, it's pub. I think he's in Ireland or
Somewhere in the UK, probably.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say the UK.
Yeah.
Because it's a pub mostly in the UK.
Yeah, and also I don't think we do pints in the US, but I
No.
don't buy beer, so I don't.
No.
Okay. No,
Unless
yeah,
you
we
go
do
to
pitchers.
unless we do a specialty one.
Yeah,
Like there are places that try to do that, but
that
yeah.
makes sense. And I told her that she had been drunk every day for 9 months now since she arrived in this town, and she only knows me for 6 of those 9 months. She tells me how she used to drink herself crazy back then because of me too. Here's where I snapped, and I told her I just caught her in another one of her lies, and she smirked, gave me this creepy look, and said, "I love lying to you."
Nope.
And it's like, in what world does she think that's gonna make him be like, you know what? I love a crazy girl. Like, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
Let me get
no.
rid of my girlfriend that's actively at my house, Yeah. The look she gave me sent shivers down my spine. My yard was dark, and her eyes just seemed demonic for a moment. I'm sure.
I'm just thinking, run.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like that. There's like that little font that appears on some games. I'm just thinking in my head where it just pops up and screen, just like, "Run for your life!"
Yeah, that's it, or like kill it with fire. So she was continuously getting closer to me, and I froze. I couldn't step back. Not that she'd hurt me, as I'm 6'2", 250 pounds, but a knife would do some good damage. But Jane had another idea. She launched herself at me, locking her lips with mine. I pushed her off, yelling for her to stop, yelling, "No, no, no!" I walked inside. I was mad. My girlfriend looked like she was about to beat her up. I looked at my stepdad and begged him to drive her home. They got out of her car, they got her out of my house as she was just kicking and screaming. But then she refused my stepdad's car ride and decided to walk in the middle of the night. And whoever lives in South Africa knows how fucking stupid that is, so I guess that's where they're at, South Africa.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't, but it doesn't explain
No,
the
I mean
pub
the
thing.
whole like pub situation.
Okay, I mean, I knew it wasn't the U.S., but I guess...
I was thinking like, UK though.
Yeah, I wasn't anticipating South Africa, but I guess I've never been there to know what they call their bars. But now I guess we've learned they call them pubs.
Yes, they do.
Anyways, she got home safe as I woke up to text from her on WhatsApp she had deleted from a phone number she had blocked me from. So I pray she's actually done with me this time because this is just too much to handle. Since there is a second update, I can only assume it's not over.
I'm gonna say no. Dun 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 dun.
Alright.
That's crazy though, to only know someone for like 6 months, and most of those months you probably weren't even dating because you were like weird.
Yeah.
Tried to
Just-
manipulate them and then to continue to do it and be like, wee.
So this next one for y'all is 7 days ago. So this is like a
Oh
recent,
gosh.
This is recently updated. So to those of you wondering, this story is still ongoing. I feel
Yeah.
bad for this OP, but still, this is good. Here it is, the last update. Now I'll give you the choice. Do you wish to read it or do you want me to?
I can read it.
All right.
She's invested now.
I am.
Sigmund.
I'm sorry, Sigmund. It won't happen again. It's okay. He's turning it into oxygen or whatever they do.
Yeah. He's like, I'll clean it. Hold on.
Yep. But this is crazy though, because this would be like an ongoing thing for now 9 months. Because if they had known each other for 6 months at the last post that was 3 months ago, then this would be 9 months.
This is definitely not months right now.
Yep.
Almost a year.
A whole gestation period. Anyways,
They're about to have a kid.
yeah, a stalker kid. But
Anywho.
yes, as much as I hoped I wouldn't have to update ever again, deep down, I knew that it wasn't true. You and me both, buddy, and not just because I knew that there was a second update. For the past 3 months, until the 25th of September, my girlfriend and I, together with my younger brother, went to Germany for one of our relatives' weddings. Here my girlfriend met my dad and my older brother who lives in the States. And overall, in these 3 months, I had no worries about Jane as well as no contact with her. Well, The 25th rolls around, and the three of us land back in South Africa. My stepdad picks us up, and we went back to my house for lunch, and then I drove my girlfriend back to her house. I was rather exhausted from the flight, so her and I took a nap at her place, got up at around 7, and she started getting ready for the night out. At 9, we sat in this one pub with 3 of my friends, and my best friend snapped a picture of me, posting it on a story with the caption, "The boy's back in town," together with the bald eagle and burger emojis. I hate him. So is he your best friend? I'm getting conflicting things here. And also, which best friend? Because you have like 20.
We're still stuck on the best friend
I
thing.
am, because what? Well, not even 2 minutes later, Jane walks into the pub. We brushed it off as a coincidence, as she does not follow him on Instagram. But we later realized that one of her friends does. So she's got her friend stalking this man.
Oh.
Actually, she's got her friend stalking this man's friends. Cool.
This is just escalating to a network of stalking.
Yes, yeah.
Be careful who you talk to.
Be careful how many best friends you have.
Secretly, we're also stalkers for this woman. Like, okay, we got to post now. Post it.
Yeah. Now we know it was 7 days ago. But later we realized. Oh, hold on, I already read that. Whoops. Anyways, we ignored her as we continued drinking. I don't know if she was staring towards us or not, as I specifically instructed everyone not to look at her direction. Overall, a nice fun night out. Fast forward to the 27th, my friends and I packed my truck as we planned to spend 2 days at Dragon Peaks, a mountain roughly 2 hours from town. I asked my girlfriend if she was willing to come, but she said she had plans with her girls, so she stayed in town. Well, my girlfriend went into town and into the pub we usually chill at, and she sat behind the bar, as one of her girls works there, and they wanted to include everyone in the hangout. The girl working behind the bar jokingly asked her, "You finally left your man and came crawling back to us?" To which my girlfriend replied with, "I hated him so much anyway, girl. Fuck him." This is a paraphrasing of their conversation as they were joking and drinking. They kept joking about us breaking up and my girlfriend needing her friends again, but they didn't realize that Sam, one of Jane's friends, was there listening to them. At around the same time, Jane texts me from one of her burners, and I know it's around the same time as I texted my girlfriend right away, and that's when she spotted Sam connecting the dots. Jane asked me to meet up, at least for 15 minutes, now that I don't got a girlfriend no more. I asked her what she was talking about, and Jane sent me a text saying, "Aubrey is embarrassing you at the pub right now, telling everyone how much she hates you, how you are the worst person to have ever been born, and how you should go to hell." I thanked Jane for the heads up and told her that I will no longer be replying to her texts. She starts maniacally texting me even more, begging to meet me for at least 15 minutes, and she will get over me. She will stop thinking about me, but how she needs to see me in person for her to be able to fully move on. It's
That's like a no-no in
Yeah, it's
stalker
like-
etiquette.
I
Yeah.
think that she's saying 15 minutes. I feel like in that 15 minutes, she will try to force herself on him,
again.
have sex with him, maybe try to get pregnant,
Yeah.
and then she could formally tie herself to him.
Yeah, she's probably like, "My ovulation window says I got 15 more minutes. I just
Or-
need 15.
Or she has a couple guys with her. They're gonna jump him,
Yeah.
and she's gonna have her.
Or she's gonna
Yeah.
kill him herself.
Yeah. Any of these possibilities.
There's so many.
Let's see what OP decided to do.
Well, he's writing this, so
Hopefully
he's not dead.
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay. I told her I wasn't in town, and she texted me something that fully made me want to get on the plane and move back to the States. She texted, "Where the fuck are you? I watched you having rugby practice this morning." Yeah, that would be time to
No.
move back to the States. Because that was like, whenever he went to Germany, she didn't bother him, so.
That's because she couldn't keep an eye on him.
Exactly,
Like she's
yeah.
doing now.
Yup. This is where I just put my phone down and didn't respond. She went back to her usual, texting me a ton of messages and deleting them before I could see them, and she even started calling me. I blocked her, and to no one's shock, an unknown number starts calling me. I block her again, and I started getting phone calls from no caller ID. I knew it was her, as that's a way to bypass being blocked. I turned off my phone and texted Aubrey what happened from my friend's phone, telling her to contact me there if something happened. On the 29th, I went back into town. I changed my phone number, and now on October 1st, 2024, I still haven't had any contact with Jane. My phone has been quiet. But I did see her car parked at the gym parking lot, so I didn't go to my usual gym today. Instead, I paid for 1 day of working out at another gym. My plan is to fully change my gym and to start avoiding the pub so she can just move on. My family and friends say it's not fair for me to have to miss out on hanging out with my friends at a place where we've been hanging out for 3 years now, but I really see no other way out. I'll keep you guys updated if there's more to come. I feel like he needs to completely like revamp his entire routine because she knows it. You know, she watched him at like rugby.
That's
and
the
things
bad
like that.
thing, though, is that he has to change
Yeah.
everything just to stop this person.
And it's
There
not even
is-
guaranteed that it will stop her. And it's also unfortunate because it's like, I mean, I guess he could, I don't know what South Africa's laws are like or whatever, but I guess he could try to get like a restraining order. But since she really hasn't, like, she's done stuff, but not like, I don't know if it would be enough for the police to be
if
able
you
to
get
do
it, yeah,
something.
because it's not like physical.
Yeah.
That's the ridiculous thing, though.
Yeah,
is, like,
absolutely. Because it's like, why does it have to get to that point before
'cause
somebody will
once
do something?
it gets to that point, that
it's
could
too
be
late.
death.
It could be too late. Yeah.
That is literally the worst thing. Is like you can't get restraining order stop them being physical. It's like, well, many people once they go physical, it's not ending. They're going to kill them at that point.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that will be the final thing that ends all, and then you won't have to worry about the restraining order because unfortunately that person will be dead.
We literally have. There's a story I remember about where a person literally dealt with this issue. Someone was like, it slowly kept escalating. It was a Reddit story, I think, or it was one of the things me and her watched following a murder, where this person kept escalating, stalking this person and she couldn't get a restraining order against him because he was like, they're like, well, he's sending you flowers. He's a nice guy.
Like, it basically, the cops will tell you that there's nothing they could do because nothing physical happened.
Yeah.
Just because he's being creepy doesn't mean that we, can do anything.
And it's like, do you
And
know how many
then-
rape cases there are? I feel like they should be able to do something
And
instead
then
of
you
just
can
having to wait for
get a
someone to be
restraining order,
traumatized.
but what are you going to do with it? Hold it up
Yeah.
and say you can't come near me?
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
This is why I might have an unpopular opinion like this. I do believe that if someone is stalking you, it should be allowed right then and there to arrest. Now it has to be proven stalking.
That's the thing, there's that thin line.
Yeah.
Because if somebody's just trying to get even with you, oh, he's stalking me. Or she's stalking me. And then next thing you know, you're in jail because they're saying this.
Yeah, it has to
Right.
be confirmed. But I hope you guys enjoyed this though.
Yeah.
Was this fun for you both?
It
Yeah.
was. I had a good time.
That's good. Move that back a little more that way. So yeah, out of every story we all had tonight from Reddit, not including the Winchester Mansion haunted thing.
Because I go with that one.
Yeah, which Reddit story in your opinion was the worst one?
You mean like
Worst stalking type for spooky.
Definitely the first.
the first
The
one,
first
yeah.
one. Yeah.
We're all in agreement that guy with journal.
Yeah.
Journal Creep, I think, is taking the award for the biggest stalker tonight.
Yes, Journal Creep,
Yes.
definitely. He takes
Yeah.
the cake. Jane has to learn some stalking tricks from him if he wants to be on his
Yeah, because that
level.
one actually, I mean, he actually went to jail for that
Yes,
purpose.
and he tried to
He
kidnap
tried
her.
kidnapping.
Yeah.
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 Like I said, I couldn't find out what he brought with him for the attempt to kidnapping, but I'm probably figuring rope, duct tape,
Yeah. a
and then
bag,
to win her love, maybe some like other thing.
like flowers since he sent that with the journal. But either way, just getting the address from HR and then showing up and camping out at her house for 3 days, like that is crazy person behavior.
It is.
Very.
Yeah though. This has been our kind of a spooky take on the stalker vibes though for the spooky month. Next week will be, I think we'll change it up to go maybe with some if I can find some of these because these do get taken down quite fast.
Screenshot them.
Murder. They're long. That's fine.
Yeah.
I would like to cover the murders of Reddit. And not just like basic, like I accidentally killed someone. I mean, like, there was one story I remember reading about a guy who killed a stepfather of his kid because that stepfather convinced him to join the military and got him sent to Iraq, where he was killed in an IED.
So more of he's in depression type thing, so he killed him.
More as
Like
the
PTSD or
stepfather
something.
bragged. And then he's like
Oh.
mocked the kid saying he wasn't strong enough for the military.
Oh my god.
As the kid died in Iraq from a fucking IED car bomb.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I get stories like that. I'm like, even though murder isn't justified, I think if I was that father, I think I probably would have beaten him half to death though. I wouldn't have killed him, but I would have beaten him half to death.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't kill him because I want him to live knowing what he did and
I
what I
probably
did to
would've
him
crippled
too.
him.
Oh, absolutely.
I would have left him scarred. So I think starting though, maybe next week will be touching on some of these pro revenges or something like that to kind of fit the theme of October spookiness. Because
To me, October spookiness isn't really murder. It's
it, like I said,
haunted, scary.
I still haven't found it.
Demons
There
and
is,
ghouls.
if I can find it before next week, we'll be covering the haunted subreddit. But there's so many subreddits that I say haunted. And you have to sort. I sort through each one. It's like, can a story be possibly real? No, because they say
Well,
that's
sometimes
all a
it's fine.
dream.
You
Yeah.
know, just to even just be, fun or whatever. You could do ones that aren't real.
Alright, if we're agreeing on this, then next week will be the scary story subreddit. Well, I'll
Okay.
cover these.
Because a lot of the scary stories are short stories or people made up stories, and it's just kind of cool to listen to them sometimes. You
Yeah.
know.
You can probably find a lot on the No Sleep too.
Almost done. I don't want to talk about that one.
Okay.
That one's. Yeah. But no, I think then if we're agreeing on this, next week is scary stories. But I do want to thank A here for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me and feeding me dinner.
Yeah, we gave her some food.
Yeah.
That was her payment for coming on here.
Woo.
But as always, I've been DJacob12. My mom has always been here, of course.
Yep.
And
Always.
if you guys want to see A again, I'll rope her into another thing maybe if
Oh,
I
yeah.
can. Maybe I'll make her play a video game while I mock her in the background.
I'm pretty easy to mock. I'm not good at video games, but I have fun.
Yes.
You ever
Yeah.
know she might join us for these often.
Yeah.
Oh, if she wants to join us again,
I am off on Tuesday.
the seat's always open if you want to join us next week.
Be down.
I'm gonna try to find another
Haunted story.
Yeah, I'll try to find another haunted house.
Yeah, I'll try to find one too since I have
Anyway.
more time.
Thank you all so much for watching. Tomorrow, if things go according to our plan, will be Satisfactory. Or we might be switching to Power World if Satisfactory keeps giving us issues. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I've been DJ Control. I keep wanting to say Steam Gamer because that was my name for so long before I had to change it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were Steam Gamer before.
I had to change it.
Now he's DJ Acob.
Anyway, see you all next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.